Bill, but your fist kind of goes right through him. You missed.
Alright then, cool. As my bonus action now, I'm going to walk as close to the wall around and try to make my way around the darkness. If I have to go into it a little bit, I don't mind, as long as I keep my hand out of it to feel things.
You're running? Chicken!
Yes, I am.
Bill
I'm an Yes, I am, and I'm an absolute coward. You're the greatest man here, Bill.
Bill.
Everybody, drinks on Bill! I walk into the darkness.
You walk into the darkness cloud.
No, I walk around it.
You walk around the darkness.
Am I able to see any of my allies around me, or is everything just dark?
I think everyone else is either in the darkness or on the other side of the darkness cloud.
Alright then. I am just going to sit there and lick my wounds as I drink a healing potion.
Okay, Bill is gonna run over to you and try to punch you. What's your armor class?
20.
Oh god. Bill's not having a good time. You see Bill try to drunkenly punch you, but it goes right over your head.
I imagine this is in my chin, but I'm just drinking and just looking at him like, okay, sure.
Bill is going to use his Pact of the Tome feature. No, I'm just kidding. Okay,
it's 2d4, right? 2d4 plus 2?
For healing potions?
Yeah.
Yep, then roll that.
That is 8 HP.
Okay, Lux, it's your turn.
Okay.
You cannot see anything because you're in a cloud of darkness.
I'm gonna thunder.
You will literally kill your other teammate.
Never mind.
That voice in my head is telling me anything.
I have a thunder wave. That was I was going to use.
I mean, nobody's telling you can't. It's just there are.
No, I advise against TPKing, but it's up to you.
Yes, I'll listen to it.
Wait, I used that term wrong. I'm sorry. I advise against PC killing, not TPKing. That's something I can do, but you know what?
Yeah, I can't do.
I advise against murdering these people.
I advise against murdering your friends. That's my advice. Now, take your turn.
I'm gonna. There's a chance I'll hit him either way. So.
No, actually, physically, you will hit your friend because he's covering his entire body.
Yeah, so I can't not hit him. So I just understand, like, I'm gonna, as my bonus action, I'm gonna dash out of the cloud.
You just walk out of the cloud, and you're out, and you see Bill trying to punch your friend.
Oh, hello there.
In the distance, in the faint distance, you hear Bill.
I look over. System, you need some help?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna
Also-
cast. What were you saying?
Also, whose system?
You know what I'm trying to. I don't know. His profile thing is
Sam. My name is Sam.
Sam. Okay. Sam, you good? You good?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
Bill.
I'd cast Mage Armor on my.
You cast Mage Armor. That's your turn, though. It's gonna be your full turn.
Yep. I know.
Okay. Moving on the turn order here. Okay. You see nothing, but System, you're gonna try. He's gonna attempt to blast you in the face with Eldritch Blast 3 times. What's your armor class? 20? Okay. 1 doesn't hit.
Can I cast shield on myself just in case?
Do you have shield?
Yes, I have.
Do it.
I'm a sorcerer. That's my. And it's like I sense danger.
Shield. Go right ahead.
Bing.
22? 22? Nope.
My AC is 25, so let's see if
Yeah.
that hits me.
24? Nope. 27?
That's 5 that hits!
Yay. Okay, so 1 is going to break your arcane shield, the other 2 bounce off and hit Bill.
Is he dead?
Bill gets blasted back into the wall and falls over, and the chanting slowly dies. Bill!
Bill! Bill! I expend all of my healing to heal Bill.
Wow.
No, we are going to kill Bill. I look into the camera and I see this joke.
Bill is hurt, but he's not dead. Poor Bill.
Alright.
You see Bill get back up. Also, by the way, you're gonna move 10 feet and take 11 points of force damage. You fall back over the table and your shield breaks.
Fuck! That is.
Yes,
anything
that
in my does anything in my body break, or is that just it?
you broke a pinky.
Oh.
Like
This is the
From the
hardest
fall.
part to
Hurts.
get back.
Yeah, from the fall, just pinky broke. It hurts a little. You suck on it. But if you, yeah, you might. I don't know. Either way, that's his turn.
I can't really use my mouth for that, mine.
Yeah. It's Bill's turn. Bill's gonna get up and try to whack you with a piece of the stool that just broke. He thinks he hit you with his spectral fist or something. What's your armor class now?
Hey, oh my god, still 20.
Okay, right. I thought the shield was still up. Oh wait, it was. Is the shield still up?
You just broke it, my friend.
Oh yeah. Okay, right. Sorry. That's not good. That's not gonna hit you. Bill tries to punch you, but he misses. Ugh.
Can I just bonus action? Just... Oh wait, no, I'm not. I can't even touch him. So I'm just gonna be like, okay, fine, whatever.
You get it. You're like, okay, fine. You are kind of aware that somehow you can't touch him, but he might be able to touch you. You're not.
Yeah,
still-
I kind of guessed this shenanery already.
You're not sure. Yeah, this place has been so weird. You're just trying to figure out how it works. In either case, it's gonna go to a different person's turn. Now, Maribel, your move.
Alright, I'm gonna get out of.
All right, you get out of the darkness. You're now in the light.
Do I see any of my.
You see two of your friends and Bill. Bill is hurt and bleeding.
I go to Bill because he looks the most injured out of everyone, and I try to heal.
Really?
All right, what spell are you casting on Bill?
I mean, he's the only person he can see right now.
I'm not casting my healing hands.
You're using your healing hands
I
thing.
feel loved.
How many D4 are you using on Bill?
Look, I'm using 2d4.
All right, roll 2d4, and Bill's gonna regain 2d4 hit points.
Oh, I got the least amount of cut.
2?
Bill's
Yeah, it gets
doing
2
a
health.
little, Bill's doing kind of better. Thanks. He's gonna punch you again. But that's not his turn anymore.
Not
any
done though.
I know. Bill just said that. It's like a slight comment. It's not ending your turn.
Okay. That was a bonus action. No, that's an action. I'm gonna use my healing light on
Bill.
Sam.
It could be Bill.
Did I get it right?
Yes,
No,
that's my name.
Sam.
Okay.
Yep, nailed it. And
Alright.
I'm gonna use. How injured are you?
I am quite.
Alright, I'll just use expend 3 of my healing light. 1 second.
Okay.
And you get 9 health back.
Nice.
You're doing better.
My pinky just snapped back into place.
Yes. Bill's like, are you a wizard?
Yes.
Oh my, I respect that.
No, I'm a warlock.
I'm still gonna beat you up though, and I like your friend. Gonna totally
Bill.
beat you.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah.
If you hit me this
Aw,
time,
thank
how about this? If you hit me, I'll introduce you to my friend. But if you don't hit me, I'll introduce you to my friend and put in a good word for you.
Oh, hold on a second there.
Now that's an offer I can't resist. Bill chuckles and is that's not a turn anymore. Okay, whose turn is it right now? And Marvel, are you ending your turn there?
Yeah, I'm also very confused. What does he mean?
Hey Zagon. Roll a death saving throw.
I would try to save you, but he pretty much denied my only options too, which would be to go to you.
We don't know
can't
that he's
see.
dead is the thing.
You don't know he's dead and you don't know how to get to him.
No metagaming in this house.
No metagaming.
He's dead.
Yay.
Vice, did you see the thing?
No, because I'm DMing, but
I
what
got 2.
Okay.
He's dead.
No, you only took. If you got 2, he has 2 death saving throws, which means he only has 1 remaining. But he can't just be raised back to life if somebody goes up to you and just like, hey, live, and slaps you with a healing.
You failed to death save throws. Okay, moving on. System. We're going up to you.
Alright then. So, Bill's just gonna saunter off back because I offered him good words with the wizard now, right?
Yes, Bill saunters back away.
Cool.
Bill,
If I'm
Bill-
correct, doesn't require a bonus action or anything to change spell slots into sorcery points, right?
I think I would classify it like it takes a bonus action, but you can do as much as you want in one bonus action.
Alright then. Then, if that's the case, I'm going to use 1 first level and 1 second level to get back all 5.
Alrighty.
Okay, let me just fix that on my spell sheet there, please.
Sure.
It's 1 less 1, 1 less 2. Okay, and I am going to hold 2 fireballs in my hand and look in that general direction.
Okay, would you like to throw them?
I'm actually gonna see if the light, if the fireball seems to break any of the darkness.
Well, if you just throw one for that purpose, you see that the fireball does not break the darkness cloud.
I'm gonna. Actually, no, I'm not gonna throw it for that purpose. I just wanna see if there is like the darkness is like right in front of me, so I wanna see if it breaks that.
It does not break it.
All right then. I'm gonna aim at the corner of the room that I was at, where Bill was, because that should be within the range of where I thought he was last time,
Mm-hmm.
but not where Zargon was. And I'm gonna put 2 fireballs down in that direction.
All right, you're gonna roll to hit. There is with disadvantage. There's a chance you'll hit Zargon.
Oh,
Okay, so roll to hit for range attack spell.
Your ranged attack spell with disadvantage.
Okay, let me just put disadvantage on. So let's see. Okay then, so that is a 26 to hit for the on disadvantage, and the next one is a 22 to hit at disadvantage.
Jesus. Yeah, you rolled good. And the first one's gonna hit, but the second one is not due to a spell. So what would be the damage then of the first one?
It's going to be 8d6 fire damage.
Wait, what? I thought you were casting fire bolts, not ball.
No, this is 2 fireballs in my hand.
Oh, wait, you can't twin that. You can't twin fireball actually, because it's multiple targets.
Oh yeah, shit, it's a... Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Shit, my bad.
That's okay.
It would be cool.
It would be cool, but I don't think I'm gonna bend the rules that much without.
Nah,
Without some
No, that's fine.
investment on your part.
That's
Mhm.
fine. Well, I can't hasten that either because I use my bonus action to control it. So then it's just 1 fireball. So it's a DC 15 for him to try to get away from that.
So yeah, hold on. You don't roll to hit for fireball. But...
Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess I'm rolling to hit for this. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, me too. I thought they were fire bolts, but that's fine. Okay, he passed.
That's what I was like. That's what I'm trying my best to aim in the direction he's not in, like
Yeah.
where Zargon was not. So he passed. So let me roll that damage regardless.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, so the bad roll's gonna hit Zargon because I had assumed you meant fire bolts. I'm sorry.
So it's D6. Okay, then so he's going to take. So he is going to take. He's going to take 15. I've already cut it in half.
Okay.
Points of magical fire damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to end my concentration on my the enlarged one, not the reduced one, because I haven't been hearing my big friend for a while. So as soon
I would roll that you're gonna have to end the entire spell because you can't
Alright,
change it midway.
then I will do that because he has been using magic on me anyway, so it's fine. So I'm going to end that then.
Okay. The spell ends and you don't see anything because of darkness. All right, Lux, your turn.
okay. So, you always see is the darkness and nothing really. Oh, is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool, okay.
Wait, I get those.
Well, and so hit him if I accidentally throw a spell. Just that, so. Wait. Let me check my sheet to make sure that I can. Is he still big? Or did
Nope.
he shrink?
He was never big. You just don't know where he is. He's somewhere in the darkness cloud. You can only assume.
Oh, okay. Can I use a hand?
To do what?
To see if I can reach in and. Well, do I know he's in?
You think he's in the darkness cloud, but you just can't see him.
I'm gonna use mage hand. I'm gonna rummage around and see if I can grab him.
You do that, and you do that, and that's an action, right?
I don't want
Pretty
that.
sure, yeah, I'm trying to ground
Nothing happens. Bonus action. I mean, I'm trying to be creative here, but I don't think there's any way that could really do much to him. Really, you're trying to feel around. You know, just roll a 1d20 and see what you get, and like see if you can like maybe find out where he is. But I doubt it.
11.
No, you're just kind of feeling around and you don't grasp enough.
Okay, well, pretty much all I can do for until, well, yeah, bonus action is just hide, dash, or
Okay, we're gonna go back to him. So you like Eldritch Blast, Sam? Well, we're gonna throw a few more at you.
Shield.
Okay, see if you can beat a 25. He doesn't. He doesn't. He does.
oh, he does.
Yeah, he does in the form of a. He does.
Hey, I'm behind this thing. This should at least be half cover, right?
It would be for he had not rolled a quit. For he had not rolled a crit. Also, he has advantage
How does he have advantage?
because he's in darkness. If you can't see the caster of the spell, he has advantage to hit. I believe.
No.
Basically, in
Yeah,
stealth.
is that not how that works?
No, he doesn't have advantage to hit. He has disadvantage to be hit.
No. If you're under the effects of greater invisibility and you try to hit, you have advantage on the attack. You cannot be seen. Doesn't the same go for darkness?
No, darkness you can't see at all.
He's basically
No, but he has devil's sight. He can see through the darkness, which is why he had. If you can see and you can't see the attacker has advantage to hit. Am I wrong? I don't believe so.
Let me check, but let me see.
Ukulele! Ayuk!
I'd say he does have advantage since we don't know where he is exactly. He's just in the darkness.
I'm down for that to be the case if that's the one. Let me see.
That is how I thought it was ran, but I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is ran.
We'll trust you, Spicer boy.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. You are the DM. This is your game.
Yes, it is how I would rule it, and if you did that, I would rule it for you as well. So this is how it's
But
gonna run.
could I in turn kind of see the direction the Eldritch Blast is coming from and
I'll allow
use
you
it?
to. I'll allow you to approximate his location with how he's firing. He's all just blasts at you. If that I can allow that.
That's what I'm gonna do then.
All right.
So-
However, you cannot account for if he moves.
I don't think he's going to move, but I'm cool with this.
Right. So one's
Oh.
going to hit in the form of a critical hit, and you're going to take 16 points of force damage.
Blah! So I got
And you-
pushed even further behind.
Yeah, push 10 feet, and you bash against the door, and
Fuck.
now your the door opens, and you kind of fall to the ground in the old tavern. You see the snake lady rush over. Darling, are you okay? And her hand to dust.
Hey, do you have a
as she
healing
goes into
potion?
The old room.
Hey, do you have a healing potion by chance on sale?
Yeah. Here. It's quite the fall. She reaches over into her pocket and grabs the healing potion, and as she reaches out to where you are in the old area, her hand turns to a skeleton
yeah.
and falls to the ground.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and she's like, oh dear, that's not nice.
I'll buy it another day.
Okay, right. The hand levitates back up to the socket, and she pulls it back out of the old room and slithers back over to the
16.
counter.
16 damage, right?
16 damage? Yes.
Okay, then cool.
Alrighty then. Moving down. Maribel, your go. Also, Zaragon, make the death saving throw.
Alright. I believe in
That
you.
is a trap.
Come on, Zaragon, you cannot
Don't
die.
use the blue dice, use the better dice.
Yeah, I'm using that. Nope, that blue dice is cursed.
I have a lot of cursed die.
No, it hit 1.
What'd you roll?
The blue dice rolled 1.
Oh god.
You're not using the blue die, using the next one.
Yeah, use the
I'm
good
using
die.
black one.
We're rattering the blue die for now.
What'd you roll?
Are you effing kidding me?
What'd you roll?
3. Apparently, the dice gods have something against Zargon.
Zargon
You rolled
dies.
too good and now you're dead.
Does anyone have Revivify?
No, why would you ever?
Level 5.
What's wrong with the father?
Wait, does Maribel have it?
I can cast it since it's one of my patron spell.
Did you have it
Well,
picked
I
as
think-
one? Did you pick it? It's like it's
I
not.
get it automatically. I keep forgetting to do that though.
No, I mean, is it one of your spells known? Because that you need to have it known a pact spell.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just something that I know automatically.
Wait, what kind of
They don't
warlock
count.
are you? What
No,
kind of warlock are you?
Celestial, he is.
Then
You're,
just-
I think you're kind of misunderstanding it. Like, the way pact spells work is that they're not like cleric domain spells. You don't know them automatically. They're extra choices that you can take.
Really?
Yeah, that is how that works. Did you take Revivify?
The following spells are added to your warlock's spell list for you.
Yeah,
That's how
warlock
it's
spell.
worded, so that's
Yeah.
Okay,
spell
basically
list,
it's
not known.
spell list. It means that you could choose it when you get a chance to. Doesn't that you have it automatically? You don't have all the spells you know. That's only cleric.
Yeah, it would say warlock spells known, not warlock spell list.
That's fair. Then no, I don't.
Yeah, sorry. It seems Zargon has met an untimely demise. F's in the
Just so
chat.
y'all know, I'm playing Zargon's son.
Zarogon Jr.
No, his name is Margon.
No, his
Yep.
name is Sun.
Zasun. Sungon, whatever that happens to be, as Zargon is sadly no more.
He's a
Moving down up.
Eldritch Knight.
Oh, Maribel, what would you like to do?
F said in the chat.
I'm going to cast Toll of the Dead. Wait, do I have to see something? Oh, I don't remember. Let me make sure about that.
Even if it's to hit, still disadvantage.
Well, I mean, it's a wisdom save, so.
Oh, it's a saving throw. Then yeah, never mind, no disadvantage.
Please tell me I don't have to see him for this.
If it is target, you can see them.
Sucks. I started killed one
F
off.
in the chat.
F in the frickin' chat. Or poor Zargon.
Or
Damn it.
Zargon.
Point. Yeah, I
Zargon
gotta
have, like,
point to the.
has 8 different children with 5 different women.
Oh,
Well, they're all gonna go without fathers.
That's a lot of fucking.
Well, Zargon is a pretty wealthy merchant, so hey, they're. And one of his sons was supposed to take over his job. He was about 57 years old.
Key.
Even less than
Alright,
a
I'm just
reason for
gonna-
why he
alright.
wanted to do this.
Alright, so I'm just gonna start flinging Eldritch Blast in there because I have no fucking clue where the hell he is.
Roll to hit.
Goodbye, Zargon the Cruel.
can we get a moment?
First one's 13,
That's not gonna hit.
and the second one's a 21.
That is going to hit.
Lit. $12 damage.
What do we get? What do we
That
get?
is he's you
Oh.
think he's hurt? You can only assume he's very hurt after all this beating he's been taking from you guys. However, you still don't see him.
Secretly, he went back upstairs. and
Wait,
just-
quick question. Has he been rolling for the whole concentration?
He has been rolling. I have been rolling him concentrations in the background.
damn.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I assume if he was able to maintain his I assume if he has a pretty good constitution to be able to live over 100 years.
Yes, he also has like I just gave him advantage because he has a few features from being, you know, undead. As in, he's got advantage on most Constitution saving throws because he's undead.
That happens? Alright.
Alright.
I gave a
I'm
few
gonna
things
do-
to him because of his
That's
perks.
cool. That's cool. So whose
Yeah.
turn is next?
Either way, yeah, right,
Nope.
Work on this.
we're going back up to the top. Of the... Oh right, sorry, yeah, you have a bonus action. We're not moving past you yet.
Yep. I'm gonna heal Zargon once, or not Zargon. Sam, yes.
All right,
Alright.
how much and what
That-
ability?
I'm healing light because it's the only thing I can heal with.
Hi.
Okay, Spike, I'm gonna go mute myself so I can work on Margon.
That's fine.
Oh god. My ribs.
Ah,
Shut the fuck up, Pokemon!
Stop playing Pokemon, bitch.
Alright, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, how many?
Oh wait, how much did I get healed?
You got healed for 5.
Okay, that's cool.
All right, system. It's your turn then.
Oh, fuck you, you little raggedy ass piece of shit, bitch boy. Fuck you. Twin rock bolt shooting inside there.
Alright, roll with disadvantage.
Rock.
He's gonna murder everybody.
Okay, then.
That's pretty hard.
Okay, that is a unnatural 20 for the first one, and then a unnatural 20 for the second one. But the second one got a nat 20. Oh, the second one was a nat 22. Aw.
Wait, what's the second one?
It's just an unnatural 20 because of the disadvantage. I can't get my nat.
Okay, due to the spell shield, one is going to hit him.
Wouldn't neither of them hit him?
Oh shit. What was the? I thought one was natural. Did you cut out? You might have. Did
No,
you say-
one was a natural 20, but it's at disadvantage, so I had to get the unnatural 20. So neither of them would.
Neither are gonna hit. Sorry. Plink, plink. Assume that you just missed, as you cannot truly tell. Lux, unless you
Can
have
I
bonus
haste
action.
my? Can I just haste the third one? Just be like,
You know what?
fuck you.
Sure. Do you have the sorcery points to do that? Then, if you do, go right ahead.
Yep, I do.
All right, do it.
Ha!
What'd you roll?
26.
Yep, you hit him.
Ha! Bitch. That's a 17.
Bam. No response.
I mean, from the most of this, I'm just throwing random shit in there, hoping I get something.
You don't even know if, like, you out of character you know, but in character your character doesn't actually know if you ever hit him or not. But that's besides the point. Lux,
I'm
it's your
just gonna
turn.
machine gun this in.
Lux, it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yep.
I'm gonna cone of cold.
Okie. Wait, you have the 5th level spell, Cone of Cold?
No, like
Okay.
dragon breath.
Didn't you already use? Oh, you didn't. All right. Didn't you use? Oh, that was the other Dragonborn. Right. What's the save?
14.
Okie dokie. He makes it.
Okay, let me roll damage real quick.
Okay.
Do, 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 do. Two. Nine.
He's gonna take half that.
So-
He's,
It's,
yep, he's vaguely hurt. Is
Yeah.
that your turn? Do you have a bonus action?
don't think I can do
Oh,
much
I got that
more.
poof over here.
Nope, I think that's it for me.
All right. At the end of your turn, we're gonna go to him. The party sees as the darkness cloud is dispelled, and this ominous figure is standing over Zargon's corpse. You see him drive his greatsword into Zargon's body, start to gain unnatural power from his death. You see some of the injuries you've done to him start to go away as he absorbs some of Zargon's life force as he dies. He pulls his greatsword out and looks over to our good friend, which one? What's Sam? Sam, I forgot the name real quick. And he's going to do another Eldritch Blast wave at you, if you don't mind.
Shield.
You will shield. One misses. One misses. One is gonna hit, yay! Okay, 26, let's see damage. 13 points of force damage, pew!
Can I try to resist as I know that he will always be pushing me back, can I try to resist being pushed back this time?
You know what?
Endure it?
Roll a constitution saving throw.
Does he
21.
have the implication
You
in the blast?
try to resist, you're pushed back 2 feet, but you manage to kind of harden your resolve and manage to not get pushed back the full distance.
Alright then, I'll just look at him.
He's looking back at you with murderous intent.
Oh,
Moving
I'm
down. Maribel, your turn. And the darkness cloud.
Alright,
is
now that I can
gone.
finally see the mother.
Yep.
Give me a
oh,
Oh, are you alright? Did you die?
but can I get that?
Wisdom saving throw? What's the DC?
DC is a little bit.
Really nothing.
Wait, did I get that right? 16.
Alright. If it's 16, I'll roll.
Hold on a second.
Wait, when did I
think
get
I
mushroom?
fucked up.
I don't know.
No, but it's 16. Okay, yeah.
All right. He passes. What's the damage? Is it fail or no damage? Is it half or no damage?
It's no damage.
Okie dokie. Bonus action.
I am out of healing light, so nope.
Okay. Moving down. Up. System. Back to you.
Okay. Well then, bonus action. Actually, no, I don't. I have enough sorcery points for another twin.
Then go right ahead and do that.
I'm going to twin, and then he's the last one. I'm going to just tree at him again.
Okay, roll to hit. And you see him activate a sort of shield similar to yours as you do this.
Can I aim for the ceiling above him?
You can.
He is in the old part of it, right?
He's in the old area. No, actually, he's in the new bar. You're in the old.
I thought he moved over to the old because that's where Zarbon is.
That's no, because you see
Yeah,
you
that's where he was.
What's? I'm sorry, because you see you entered into the new basement. He went through the floor up to the new main bar, and he blasted you through the door to the old bar. He's in the new bar.
Yeah, but he also was. Oh, so he moved back in. Okay then. Okay.
Yeah. He moved back in.
Well, I was gonna think. Well, I know that it's an old place just coated with illusionary magic, so let's just break it and drop it on top of you.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I don't need to roll a disadvantage anymore. I roll a normal now.
Yes, he's not. So, I see you're being creative here. So I think I'm gonna roll it like this: just roll to hit and roll damage, and I'll see like how much damage you caused to the thing above him, and I'll tell you what happened.
Okay then, that's a 20 to hit. That's a critical, and that's a 22 to hit.
Okay.
So in total, let me just add up these numbers
Yeah,
together.
roll all the damage.
Oh yeah, I remember getting the fireworks.
In total, that is 50 points of bludgeoning magical bludgeoning damage at the ceiling.
You see as you cast these 3 rock balls, he's seeming rather confident until he looks up and sees the ceiling collapse on top of himself. This beam crushes him, and you see more wood start to fall down. I'm gonna say that you deal the damage you dealt to him, basically via the ceiling, and now you see his eyes sort of that black color. He is unable to move, and you assume he's dead, some sort of dead, as initiative order will end. As he,
Oh, continue. I wanna hear this one.
as the initiative order ends, this entire illusory magic starts to fade, and once again, everyone in the new bar area finds themselves back in the old bar, and everyone in where the old bar was finds themselves sitting on the dirt road. The new bar starts.
Could I just like have one last look at Bill as there's this feeling we're just shoot him the middle finger even though I know he's fake.
Bill waves at you
Bill
as he starts to
Bill
turn to
just-
dust. As,
Everything just starts
Gone.
fading away. Bill doesn't turn out.
as the new bar image starts to turn to dust, like you see the serpentine woman kind of slither over to you. She says, "Warn the others, please."
Will
And
do.
then she turns away. She turns to dust. And as she's fading, she's like, "Don't come back."
That's fine.
And now everyone, you're sitting in a raggedy old, really decrepit and destroyed old bar with
Is
a
sunlight?
really burnt sign outside. There is sunlight. I will say that they don't have like the keen mind feat, even though no one takes it.
No.
Or would anyone
I
like to-
I would love to take it right now, but I have a limit because he's paranoid.
All right. You know what? I'll say that with that, like with alert, you'll be able to kind of determine like the time passage because you're alert of your surroundings. You feel like it's been about 2 days as like you come back to reality.
My stomach
you're standing-
growls because I'm hungry.
Oh.
Yeah. And everyone inside the bar, you're just allowed to leave now because it's now old, and you see the skeleton of this man this undead you just vanquished underneath a
gonna-
pile of.
I'm gonna walk up to it.
You walk up to it.
The sword there.
The sword is gone.
Is its skull there?
The skull is in fact there.
I summon up a bunch of rock in my hand and just blast it until it's into basically crumbles into as much little pieces as possible.
You blast the skull again and again and again until it's nothing more fine powder.
I then use mold it and bury it as deep down as I can go until I lose concentration on the distance it can go down to.
Yes, you keep burying earth and moving it away. You reach the basement, but you keep going deeper than the basement, just ordering the earth to surround the body. Oh, and Zargon's corpse is there. He has not. You assume he's dead.
I go up to him and slap his face. Hey, you there? Hey, you alive?
There's
Hey.
no response. He's still got the bloodied wound in his chest from where you saw him, like, you saw the figure jab the sword in.
This seems like a really shitty place to bury him, though. Hey, you there? Jaden.
Yeah.
Jaden, Maribel. Help me carry him out.
Okay, you got
Of the pit? You reach down into the pit and carry him out, so to speak. Like, three of you. Are you trying to carry the body out of the pit, or like, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just trying to carry Zarban out of the broken down place and just kind of find a better spot to bury him in.
The rest of the party gets Zargon out, and starts to find a place to lay him to rest.
Huh.
By the side of the road, there's a good place to
never
dig a
mind.
little bit of a grave.
I'm just gonna mold it and just move it over here a bit.
And so the party gives a moment of silence for their fallen friend.
Hardly knew him.
Yeah, hardly
He
knew
seemed-
him, but it's quite sad. I mean,
Yeah.
somewhat either way. Even if you had not known him, he was still someone. Still had a chance to get to know him. Probably had things left to do. It's quite a shame he had to die so early.
He was a
How long are you
jackass.
giving? Yeah, how long are you giving him? Just a moment. Like, how long are you spending by the grave to dig him proper burial?
After I cover him up, I'm just gonna start walking.
All right. And as the party turns around, see a pristine tavern with the sign "Fireside Inn." You see the serpentine woman standing by the window, waving you off as you guys walk away. For the next unlucky find Fireside Inn.
I
What will
turn
the party
around to
do?
I turn to Zarban's grave, and can I try to use Molder to find a big enough piece of rock?
You find a relatively sized piece of earth.
I make a tombstone for him, and using a combination of prestidigitation and I guess a bit of molded prestidigitation and what is it? And kind of color spray, but color spray really doesn't do what the name says it does. But I just sort of made a tombstone that says, "Here lies Zarban, but I misspelled his name. Died because he went to that inn. It's illusion. It's not a good place. Don't go, please."
You run out of space on the rock by its illusion.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Zarban,
I go
that's
to the
with a
grave.
key.
So, as
Well,
the
where's
woman's-
the key?
So, what will the party do now? You see the smoke billowing from this lovely inn.
I go to the foot of the grave. I cast Druidcraft, so they're flowers.
A few
You know-
flowers. Oh, the Pact of the Tome thing for warlocks.
Yeah. I get whatever cantrip.
You cast Druidcraft, and a few flowers sprout by the foot of the grave. It's rather nice.
Oh.
And I say a prayer and leave it at that.
Is anyone looking specifically towards the tavern as they walk away?
I'm just
No.
gonna cast it. I'm just gonna cast it at one last glance.
As you
I
cast
can't-
it one glass glance,
If Dargon's now in the tavern, that would be kind of hilarious.
I bet it is.
the woman nods to you as you walk away, and then turns back to enter the tavern. Thus, we close this book on the Fireside Inn. And I
Yeah.
think that's a good place to leave off for the night. Just a bit of a closure there.
Dear
Thank
God, first session and we already lost the party, man.
Well, just to tell you now, I was rolling his stats. You're gonna like Marvin, or which he
That's
is
good.
being called, but his real name's called Marvin.
Hey, as long as he's not a jackass like the last one, I'm fine.
No, he's chaos neutral. His dad was neutral evil.
Thus, how'd you guys enjoy the session?
Mind messing.
I did not find it mind messing. I was just like, all right, so there's a big bad who we need to kill to get out of here. I love these sort of freaking dungeons.
Vice, but you want me to text you his stats?
I mean, I
can
tried to make it
I
a
can make
little trippy, but I felt like it was like simple enough that you could grasp the concept of where you.
I got it. I got the concept, and I like this one a lot.
No, it
Yeah,
seemed like a really fun
Okay, except I have
concept.
to go between the wheels to find out shit now.
Yeah, it was quite. I had a lot of fun putting this together because not only are you not the first group to do this, you guys started off the
Oh.
campaign about 10 feet away from the other group, and the other group did the Fireside Inn yesterday.
Oh, nice.
The other group was just here.
Oh.
I know the other people. Yeah, we all know.
You're part of the other group. You were not there for the Fireside Inn the first time.
I had
around.
family. I wanted to be there.
I really love the Fireside Inn. It's one of my best creations.
It is.
No, that's a pretty fun and inventive way to do it.
Hey,
Yeah, there's a little bit more story behind it if you want to dare to go back and try to talk
Hey,
to the
Spikes?
people. But I doubt you'll ever. I doubt you'll ever go back in there. Yeah,
Big Spites.
yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you this now. His two biggest stat is
Don't
strength.
tell us. Don't tell us. Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
No,
Text in
no.
it.
Okay,
Text
hold
in
up,
it.
hold up. I'm gonna make a PDF
Sure.
since the website I am using.
How'd you enjoy Lux, Mirabelle?
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I dig it.
Alrighty. I hoped it was.
Bye.
Good. Yeah.
In half a second, I need to know like the answer for DM.
What's up? Cut out.
When in half a second, I need the answer for the DM I made.
Okay. It's sad you couldn't be here for like the session, Aura.
Oh no, it sounded like a great time. I missed a lot.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, of course, as is D&D, this is not what I had planned for the session at all.
Oh, of
But
course.
you know what? It was still a good time.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
glad you-
Whenever I'm used to whenever there's a plot hook, because I get annoyed when people ignore my plot hook, so I'm just like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that. For this. I see something, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, the Fireside Inn was, of course, a great plot hook. And, well, it did foreshadow a few things. And there is more there, but of course, you're probably not going to go back in. No one
I am
logically
actually-
would want it. No one logically would go back there unless...
I
there's
know I
something
have
else.
to go back in for one simple reason.
What?
I paid for 3 nights stay and I got none.
You did. Technically, Zargon...
So you have one
Zargon-
more day to stay, don't you? Because you guys ended up staying for 2.
You know what's funny?
No.
Zargon-
I did not get
Zargon's
any food for that.
Oh.
Guess what?
Yeah,
Zargon paid for.
Yeah,
He died, so he's staying there forever.
No, Zargon's ghost is now one of the many who inhabit the lively side of the bar.
I wonder if he's the next Bill.
No, he's probably flirting.
One of the many poor adventurers to meet their ends in the fireside.
My
That's
question
really
now
good.
is are they all aware or only some of them aware?
Most of them are the people who were there when it happened, over 100 years ago. Although a few of the people who are, like, adventurers who died there are semi-aware of their situation.
But
Okay.
They can't ever escape.
They can never leave.
When they do, they're just gonna be there.
The Hotel California.
Yep.
Yeah, but is the only way for them to leave or, you know, move on or be resurrected by high-level magic or for the thing to truly be killed. But of course, by simply destroying its body right now, you bought yourself an exit out. You didn't truly kill it.
Yeah, I know, that's kind of what I figured out, but my character is just like, bury it down, deal with it later.
Mm-hmm. And thus, the book closes on the fireside, and then of course we'll continue the game next Sunday. I hope y'all enjoyed.
Oh yes.
I feel bad to say this, but for some reason,
I will be missing doing the Zargon voice, but this is how his son's going to sound.
because I will not be able to play next Sunday, I think my character is going to take some interest in this Fireside Inn and go do some research in a nearby town. She thinks that since it's been 2 days past, that the actual mission for the Blue Skies is kind of hit or miss now, so for now she will be leaving your party until I return back from England.
So it will be 2 months spent her studying the fireside Inn.
Yes, I'm studying history of everything about it.
That's probably nice to resolve. And when you come back, I'm sure
Can I
you'll.
Could I try to spend those 2 months getting the keen sense feat?
You know what? Sure.
Because I don't really see that being used for many things.
Yeah, I wanted to give everything a bit of purpose, so that will help with these sort of things. I cannot guarantee there'll be another situation like the Fireside Inn unless you go back in, of course, but
Oh no, I intend to go back in at some point, but not now, never. No, I'm low. I
yeah,
nearly
once
died.
once you're strong enough to face whatever that thing is on your own, and you have enough power to vanquish it forever, you can go back in and talk to if you at the end of your research, you can always go back in and talk to the people there.
Uh-huh.
That is, of course, what you can do. In either case, that is where we're gonna end. Hope you all had a good time.
I did.
Yeah, it was
Thank
fun.
you. I was nervous,
I
but I think I
think
did a decent job.
You did a great job, Spicy Boy.
I think
You did it!
I was nervous
Indeed,
about.
gamer.
I told you could do it!
Yeah, I was nervous about DMing for this group, but of course it's all familiar faces. So good times all around.
Just wait till Aura comes and messes
Wait till
it up.
Aura messes up my perfectly good story about slavery.
I just
About-
realized.
She's not a
Yeah.
carrot.
No,
It is- I wonder, Aura, are you a cat?
Mm-mm.
if you're not, oh good, because if you were a tabaxi, you'd have to
No.
start off as a slave or an escaped slave or someone who hides their identity.
Nope, I'm a
Tabaxis
gobble.
are hunted for skins. Oh, you're a goblin. Okay.
I'm a little gobble.
Goblin-
Oh, even the second was thinking the was.
Yeah, goblins. Don't worry, goblins are.
Oh shit, goblins are
Again.
I thought we were...
If you were a gnome, though, you'd probably start off in a meat factory.
Oh, no. No, I wasn't sure how to do it, so I ended up just looking it all up online.
Yeah.
So,
And
I...
of course, and by meat factory, I mean on the conveyor belt, not working.
Oh. So gnome is a delicacy.
Gnome is one of the, like Tabaxi, gnome is one of the races that are subjugated to objects.
Oh. Poor gnomes.
Hooray! Fuck no.
Hooray
Yeah.
for racism!
It's a good thing
Racism!
that nobody's one of those races, because
No.
That
Because
sucks
that
to
makes
be
us a
them.
target. That makes us a fucking target. Jesus Christ.
Spice, did you get the thing I sent?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it in a little bit.
Okay.
Alright, well, what's everybody's plan for tonight?
Wow.
I'm gonna go back to the Odorous Court and I'm gonna go kick the crap out of somebody who's trying to challenge me.
Me, Lux, and the gang are going to be talking about scary Minecraft stories in a
That's not
group
gonna
chat.
be a Minecraft story. It's gonna be scary stories. And
Yeah.
Scary
So,
stories about Herobrine and Entity 345.
wait, there's a new one?
You ever heard about Entity 345?
No, I guess not.
Oh, it's one of
Wait,
them.
do you not know about Entity 345?
Wait, is that one of the, what is it
Like
called?
the gist of the story. The gist of the story.
ISPs
really is-
or whatever they are?
what do you mean by that?
The laboratory ones?
No, what Entity 345
SCP?
means-
Yes.
No, it's not an SCP. Like, it's a Minecraft. It's one of the Minecraft scary stories. It's like, so imagine Herobrine, but like kind of different. And they spawn in super flat villages, and they make the villagers spaz out, and they make your computer crash.
Oh,
Like, that's the story behind Entity 345.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. I'll have to pop in, I guess. I'm gonna get my ass kicked here, though, by... What am I getting? Magma worm! I'm gonna get my ass kicked by a worm. I got
Oh, that's
worms!
What are you playing?
Risk of Rain 2.
Oh.
I have 3 worms! There's... No, wait, no, is
yes,
it 2
and
worms?
also,
Oh!
approximately 7 horses has fallen to slumber, so they must be moved or just removed from the chat room.
I'll do it, don't worry.
Is there like a bedtime chat or something? Like a AFK?
Sorry,
What?
No, there's a ban for my room.
Oh. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll just drop them in D&D
Woof.
or something.
Okay.
Oh.
What's this about horses?
We have
Alright,
horses.
I will see you folks later.
Actually, wait, Spice, can I talk to you a little bit?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Let us go to the DM speak because you have privilege.
I do.
Wait, hold on. I have a question.
Shit.
Oh.
Goodbye,
Oh.
combat.
No. I wanted to know if we got any experience, or if we just nothing.
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 Where's Spice?
DM talking. Having a private time with...
Where is he?
Oh, did he go to the DM room?
No. Where's my spice? My spice?
Give it a.
Did you delete him out of existence?
God damn it.
I'm supposed to
Did you
delete the
kill him?
spice. How could you? Our spice!
Sniper, you want to play some?
Some.
Wait, there it is. Spice.
Ah, shit.
Damn it. But yeah, you want to play some Yu-Gi-Oh? Are you
Right
down?
now I'm trying to get Zooch Prime. Monkey Boy Prime came.
Oh, I was gonna say, Zooge is like, sounds like some sort of fucking disease.
Maybe?
It's a crossbow. It's a shiny gold
Holy
crossbow.
fuck. Holy fucking tits! I just got.
My
all
God!
XP.
Okay, sorry. No, sorry. I was in panic mode. Sorry.
It's all good, man.
Alright. I'm gonna see if
My
I can get this one
anaconda
piece,
don't
then I'll
want-
take a break.
What the absolute fuck? I'm so confused.
I don't know what do you mean.
I'm playing my game of age rating, and I just got like shit tons of levels for no fucking reason, and I don't know why.
Congrats.
I didn't quite hear what you said because you cut out. What game are you playing?
It's called Evan Nickel.
Epinical. Never heard of that one. So why'd you get
It's definitely not.
Is that any better?
Not a porn game?
Oh, how can I hear you here?
I don't know. Try again.
Alright. Jerry, I know what he's doing wrong. He fucked up with the settings.
Jerry, I'm gonna kill you.
Still has a regular rule. That's why he's muted in the DM chat. Regardless. I was always saying, like, you just get levels for no reason.
No, I killed something, but I got like way more experience than I bargained for.
Is that good or bad?
It's not bad, it's just a case of I didn't expect it.
Congratulations on the surprise.
Thank you. My guy got 2 levels, everyone else got 1 except for one character who got fucking 3 for some goddamn reason.
He was weak.
No, wasn't the case at all.
Well, shit.
It was like the second strongest besides me. Fucking boggles the mind.
You must have a mind to boggle, though.
You call me stupid?
Yes.
Because while you might be right, it still hurts my feelings.
Hey, don't worry. I'm in the box with you. I think I wrote.
Doesn't make it hurt. And you're like, why are you doing this to me?
Honey, my boss tells me I'm as intelligent as a shoelace.
That's
I
cool.
said that boy about to shut.
We could no longer say I had a memory of a goldfish because we realized that a goldfish had a better memory than me.
How did we realize this?
What
did you do?
the list. By default, I work with a box full of monkey wrenches.
Forgetting.
Oh dear, my memory's as long as my penis.
Do you have a
Wow.
big penis?
Your
Nope.
memory's better than mine.
My dildos don't count, or else I'd have a lot of memory.
But yeah. See, it sounds like to me you have better memory than I.
I don't know. I screwed up chocolate chip cookies after making it 200 times.
Cool. I forgot my name.
No, I think I've done that.
Alright then. I'll consider you my equal, but no more.
There are times that people ask me, it's like, oh, what's your name? It's like, hold on. The general fact, I have to hesitate occasionally to give my name.
I had to introduce myself to a bunch of fucking people, and they were like, so, what's your name? And I'm just like,
Yep.
I don't think you'd believe me if I told you what I'm thinking right now. But I don't remember.
Yeah.
And they didn't. So the person just thought I was being an asshole. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there. The fuck was it?
I do know though, forgetting
wanted
one's
to know.
age is normal.
Sorry, what?
Forgetting one's name is normal.
My age.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not that bad. I don't forget my name.
I've had lapse of moments that I forget my name. Well, I go by 2 names. Also, so I'm never also sure which one to
One
give.
reason. I'm old enough to drink. That's all. The only reason I remember.
Bananas? Old enough to drink for what?
I want to ask why you go by 2 names, but I'm genuinely terrified.
No. My main name is very, very popular. So there would be like 4 people with the same name.
Oh yeah, go
So-
Trish.
Janice,
No, not at all.
Olivia,
Nope.
Janice.
Stephanie,
Oh no, my name's much lackluster than that.
Margaret,
Nope.
Lucille.
Fuck no. I think you're in, no. Go 80s. Jesus,
Oh.
get out of the 20s.
Okay, 80s. Brian,
No, wait, no. No.
Hannah,
Nope.
Montana,
No, that was 90s.
Muriel.
Nope.
Muriel.
Names from the 80s.
I was also named after my mom's dead cat, so I don't know if that helps.
Philbert,
Girls' names from the 80s.
Amanda.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, that was easy. Wow, okay, thanks, Google.
I told you, my name is very lackluster.
So you're a man, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she did
It's
say she
alright.
had
I'm
penis
an old
earlier.
rotten ham, so...
So,
That's
what is everybody's plan for tonight?
Trying to get the Zooge.
I still have a good portion of beer left, and I'll probably die here soon to these monsters.
Well, I want to level up my new account on Overwatch, so that's probably what I'm going to do.
Okay,
Yeah,
once...
speaking of the Overwatch thing,
I'm having...
what
I
exactly I'm supposed to do?
No, it's me. I absolutely need to get a bank account for it.
Oh, did you use your own money to get it from me?
Yes.
From Eora?
Apparently,
sorry.
oh no, but it's that was just my husband's like, fine, it's, we'll call that good, we'll call it a gift to system, and if the money gets replenished, it gets replenished.
I mean, my birthday is like next month, so I'll consider that.
No. Don't worry about it. But no, I plan to pick you up, Risk of Rain.
I mean, yeah, that'd be nice. But thank you. I don't know how to get a bank account for that kind of stuff.
No. I just got to get up into daylight. But
That's hard for you though. You work nights.
well, the holiday's over. We're working 12 hours a day. I could manage, I think, to get up and enough time to get a bank account up and going.
Oh, okay.
And we'll get that all hooked up and please die, giant jellyfish.
I can't wait to try Risk of Rain. I'm trying to do this one. I love that one a lot.
You will love this significantly more. They hit it on the fucking nose with this one.
Can't wait to see it then.
Again, man, like, my sunglasses fit a certain way on the helmet. Hilarious. Alright, fine, I'm gonna push the button. Pushing the button, I'm gonna go die now. I don't have enough fun guys for this. Oh, you know what? I forgot I have Q to win. Okay. We're good. Oh, I died. Poor turret. No, my turret. Bye, turret. Come on.
Alright. I got me my Ninkondi, finally. I got all the pieces except the Wukong blueprint. Now I'm trying to get the Suge or Z-Huge or Zigway or whatever the fuck you pronounce this damn crossbow.
Oh, do you mean the first ever Prime crossbow? We don't talk about the
Yes.
Ballistica Prime.
What's a Ballistica? What are you talking about?
I fucking like the Ballistica Prime. I hate you guys. I think it's a cool weapon.
No. There was no such thing as a Ballistica Prime. Is the Raptor Ballistica the regular one? What are you on about? They both suck.
There's no Raptor Prime. I would love to have a Raptor Prime though.
Never said Raptor Prime.
Yeah, but it can't be a Raptor Prime because Raptor isn't even a weapon.
Wait, what's going on?
We're talking
Warframe.
Sheath Ninja stuff. You wouldn't know, you normal.
Yeah.
You're just an inhabitant of Cetus. Go have your lunch.
I'll have my lunch and have it
Konzu's
ruined by
not gonna have a
McCree.
Good lunch. Fuck. Poor Konzu.
Yeah, shit's about to hit the fan.
You think he's going to lose some family members?
I think he doesn't have any left. He has like that.
He has a
girl that's
wife, remember?
Technically.
You think he's going to die?
Konzu?
Yeah.
Doubt it. I mean,
Oh, my
fucking.
little Connor.
What's his name has? How many times have we killed Alad V? Yet he's still there.
No. See, the difference is, Alavi is not dead in the canon. I mean, canonically dies. Like how canonically the Kuva mother is dead.
I had Queen. True. Yeah.
I mean, like, you think he's canonically going to die?
People actually pay attention to lore to these games?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, no. When you
Well-
play this game, you play this game enough, you're like just farming. But when you actually play it, you're just after farming. You're just like, okay, now we need to pay attention to the lore because we're bored.
Oh, that
There's
sucks.
nothing else to do.
I like the lore. What do you mean?
No, I said the lore is the good part because everything else about the game is boring. I'm sorry. Okay, let's be real. Disruption is not as interesting as everybody makes it out to be. It's just simply, hey, you have 5 seconds, kill this thing.
While it's try to suicide bomb your point.
Suicide
And
bomb.
let's see
Bombing
what
sounds
next.
fun.
What?
Oh my dear God, no!
The only two interesting things about Warframe right now, in my opinion, is honestly spy missions, because you know it requires something outside of kill everything.
No, I died.
Because name another mission in the game that is not kill everything.
Rescue.
Rescue is kill everything except the target.
Oh shit.
Defense mission, kill everything that's trying to kill the target. Survival, kill everything for this amount of time. Interception, kill everything around this. Extermination, kill! Let's see what else. What else is there? There's not disruption. There's the next one. There's the one where you're trying to save like the Grenier.
Oh, that thing.
Kill everybody who's killing your friends. Go onto the plains of Eidolon. Catches fish. Grenier. Kill the Tennu.
Hey, that's not a
Goes on-
haul.
Goes
But it's
onto
not
Orb
everything.
Vallis. Goes onto Orb Vallis. Puts on. Goes onto my hoverboard. Every single corpus in the area. Kill the Tennu.
You're not driving fast enough.
But now
You
we're
gotta
going to get.
kicks
I
off
hope
their face.
they pulled one out of me because I thought we were going to get infested next. But that's just Nightwave. We're going to get an Orokin free-for-all world now, and I can't wait to see that. Because Orokin's my
Orokin.
favorite.
Oh, you mean the freaking paradox fuckery, the mind time fuck shit?
I'm sorry, I'm a genius. I dealt with time shit already.
No, that shit hurt my brain.
How did that hit your brain? It
Oh.
was such, like,
It was simple
was like-
enough. It was just getting
Oh,
everybody
no.
in the right time and place.
The D&D thing. I was talking
Oh.
about fucking Warframe's time paradox fuckery.
how are you messed up by that? It's just a limbo before they nerfed him. It's just simply, hey,
so many
all
questions.
because we already know that we're all Tennos are linked to each other in one way or another because we're all technically on the same fucking ship.
Which I'm assuming that's a ship that he's seeing in distance.
But do you think that at some point we finally get adult Tennos? Because we haven't been playing long enough. You're You're on what, 700, 600 days?
Pretty sure.
And I'm past 500 days. I'm like 510. Which means that very soon we should get, I want my Tenno to be legally allowed to fuck another Tenno.
All the fluffing? Making all
God
this
damn
fluff?
it. Like, you know damn well the Rule 34 on this are just waiting.
Let Tenno fuck.
Let them. I just wanted Mike to drink. He's gone through some
Oh god, just
shit.
come on, hey there, honey. Let me shoot my void beam into let me shoot my beam into your void.
No, not like this. She's too innocent.
You see, every other frame is just not gonna do anything, but that one guy with Excalibur Umbra is gonna have just Umbra. Excalibur's looking like, what am I supposed to do? Am I holding this camera right? Hey, I can't tell. My eyes are covered.
God damn it.
But finally, we're getting better deluxes. I still think Nova Deluxe looks like shit, but okay.
Better than the one that we have.
Yeah, but Ash Deluxe.
Ash didn't deserve that deluxe. It looks too fucking good. I hate it.
Ash Deluxe looks. It looks
good.
that looks honestly like it really should be more for Inaros.
Yeah.
It looks so Anubis-like. I'm sorry, Shaq. I'm glad Titania got one, but
it's underwhelming. But it's still something. At least we're not in Zephyr's position. They forgot about Zephyr.
I mean, I don't think it's bad because we didn't get to see like a proper model fit yet. Oh wait, no, we did get to see a model. I forgot.
So model, it's just not extravagant as what you would expect.
I think the reason it's not extravagant is because it's so organic compared to the rest of them. The rest of them have like so much little metallic nitty bitties about them.
Details and shit. It's still a living creature.
I mean, Titania Deluxe is way better than Atlas Deluxe at least.
True.
After
I hear that from you.
After Ash, it was Ash, Titania, Nova, and Excalibur Umbra. Oh my fucking Excalibur Deluxe is.
Fuck off. Excalibur doesn't need another goddamn deluxe skin. Jesus Christ.
He doesn't have a single deluxe skin.
He has too many skins.
My friend, this is perhaps one of the
He has the most. It looks great. I'm not gonna lie. It looks fucking awesome.
Yes, but it's not deluxe skins. They're just normal, just color things. I think, honestly, this is one of the very few skins that is on par with the freaking Mag Deluxe skin. Because very few skins are on that level of good.
No, I think Nidus and Neja's skins are pretty damn good.
Look, Nidus is fine, and Neja is not. The reason I think Neja is not is simply because of one reason. Customizing Neja is difficult because of it.
True, he has so many grips and bobbles, it's kind of hard to work with.
Like, certain things on him are just gonna look out of place. And don't forget, we have Korra Deluxe coming as well. And, oh yes, and honestly, the best one, and the one we've all been waiting for, Ivara Deluxe.
Yes, finally I can color my fucking legs!
I'm sorry, when I looked at Ivara Deluxe, you know what I just thought? Hey look, it's Gara Deluxe, but not Gara. I like it. I hate one thing about it though.
I want the new Zenyatta skin.
It's a good skin.
It is
But you gotta pay.
creepy.
I don't like the fact that you can't see her arrows in her. No, but you can. Never mind. I'm stupid.
Whose skin?
Ivara Deluxe. Ivara. Oh, she's talking about the Zenyatta skin. That's Mars Invader. Invader Mars skin.
Yeah.
But for
Invader Zim?
No, Mars Invaders. Mars attacks. Mars
It's an
attacks.
octopus in a mask, in a helmet.
It's a
little
brain in the
floating.
helmet.
Is it better than Cthulhu?
No, he already
No.
has that skin too.
No, it's not better than that. It's not better than
Yeah.
no skin.
The cultist skin is really good.
Cthulhu is kind of the bee's knees of Zen skins, I'm not gonna lie.
Zen's kind of like just the OG of good skins, regardless.
I mean,
My favorite-
well, I haven't seen the new one, so I don't know what's available.
Well, when we get this game for you, you're gonna see all of them and feel sad because you'll never be able to get a bunch of them.
Feels bad, man.
Without spending hundreds of dollars.
But my friend, I'm going to travel via Archrig. I'm going to use my key drive. Goss, bitch. I just need to. You want speed?
I don't
You
see
think
a
you're fast?
spicy granny.
I'm fast. It's like,
This man just yeeted over the fucking water. Didn't give a fuck.
Did you see how fast he went though?
Yeah, this man literally dashed, like from The Incredibles, dashed straight over the fucking water. He did not
No.
care.
I mean his actual movement speed
Well,
was.
yeah,
Do you know
this man took a lap, took a spin, and he still got there before the rest of them.
No, my thing is this: how are they going to implement that into missions where where the corridors are tight?
Skill, or else you're gonna be in the wall.
But do you know that Warframe speed racing is now going to take a whole turn now because of him?
Yeah, he's gonna be banned like Nova
There's
is.
speed racing.
Yes. Warframe has so many things that is not Warframe.
There's fashion frame, operator frame, IKEA frame, dojo frame.
Huh.
Well, battles used to be a thing. People got
Actually,
bored.
now there's no. I still love battling. I still love that.
No, we battle in the simulacrum where everyone has all their abilities. People dojo battle.
No, because you don't want to fight me in the dojo because you're a little bitch.
What do you mean I would fight you in the dojo?
You're the one who was like, let's fight in simulacrum because that's where my abilities work. And I'm just
No,
like, I don't.
we didn't actually decide to fight. We were just dicking around in simulacrum and we just started killing each other.
Apparently he was serious.
And then and then the day that I realized that no matter what I do, no matter how many black holes I throw at you, Valkyrie just like period her way out of things. This man got so angry he walked out of a black hole.
Eh? Why not?
Oh yeah.
I slingshot my way out. That's,
Oh yeah.
that's
Did you see this meme? I'll send you this meme because this meme was really good.
The system, are we gonna play or are you gonna play Warframe?
I'm gonna play Overwatch, but right now I want to get some food and some drink.
Oh. Maybe then I'll join you. I'm ADD and all over the place.
But honestly,
Oh, fucking hell! Seriously?
yeah,
That is what it's supposed to look like?
that was what the OG concept was. Do you not see the one thing about it that makes it so good? It has fur.
It looks
For
like
that important?
no. It looks like it has like archery gloves and that fucking side cloak and bruh.
Basically, also it doesn't. Also, its legs aren't legs. It's like stilts. So it's just gorgeous. But basically, we're just a big thing about Warframe after you played it is just making things look better than everybody else's own.
It's not bad, but I don't like the helmet. I don't like the helmet at all.
Oh,
I want this helmet.
The thing is, I know that the thing about this deluxe skin is no other helmet's gonna look good in it. And also, honestly, out of all the deluxes, this looks like it's just another Warframe. Look at that Ivara. It's just another Warframe. In fact, it looks like it was the initial concept for Gauss.
It's the initial concept of Gara.
You know what? You're right. I'm glad Gara got that one Tenajin skin.
God, keep showing off the intelligent skin, you son bitch.
I'm sorry, but are we going to forget the one thing that Gara doesn't have as much Tenajin stuff as Wisp is going to have in the next one? There are 10 Wisp helmets currently circulating. That is more than the combined amount of fucking stuff for Gara, Korra, and Garuda.
Oh, Wisp got that booty, that's why.
I'm sorry. But no.
You denying the Wisp booty?
Not
It has
denying. I'm denying the fact that we're wasting time on this goddamn frame.
What? I'm playing Wisp right now, how dare you?
Wisp is a lazy frame.
What the? Oh, no.
No.
Oh.
Don't deny me this. Don't deny me this. Tell me how she is not a lazy frame.
She's a lazy frame. Granted, she's not as lazy as goddamn, what is it, Octavia, but she's a little lazy. But she's a lot more fun, much more engaging than fucking I activate all my buttons and I sit in this corner.
That is exactly what you do with Wisp, though.
No, you activate your modes and you keep track of your timer. Then you could use the rest of your skills. People just don't use the rest of their fucking kit. People just want all the buffs and they don't give a fuck about anything else.
Okay,
People are lazy.
That is what Wisp promotes, though. Like Garuda, I was actually happy with Garuda because Garuda required you to think a little bit on how her abilities work. But every
Nani?
single,
Press 4, glass. Press 1, dead.
I'm sorry, I said Garuda, not Gara. You dyslexic
Oh.
hearing bitch.
Sorry, I was mixing those two up.
Gara? The thing about
Wait,
Gara.
Gara is from Naruto. Alright, I'm gonna go away.
No, but Garuda initially was just like, oh, comboing things together, like what they did with San. But then they stopped that. San was lazy. San initially was lazy.
Alright, I gotta figure out what's going on. Also, enough with the Zen music. Able to join this call?
I'm taking over you like you took over me. I like the things you do. I like the things I see. Wherever you go, I will follow. Whenever you fall, oh, I will hold you. Don't hold me back. Don't break my neck. Don't keep the leash too far. My A+ superstar. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love with you. There he is, my A+ superstar, strong like a lion, danger ain't no fire, smart like Einstein,
There we go.
fast
Not
like a
bad.
cheetah. You ain't fire, my A+ superstar.
Run? Hmm. How do I get... Ooh, village.
There he is, my A+ superstar, strong like a lion, danger ain't no fire, smart like Einstein, fast like a cheetah.
Terrorized by...
My A+ superstar.
T-Rexes.
A+ superstar.
Nothing here. Oh, well, this is the new shopkeep, I guess. Hold on. Join. Oh.
Welcome to the scary story room where we listen to scary stories at the moment.
Ah, that sounds fun.
Hello, Aura. Welcome to the story time room.
I like stories. Stories are a good time.
This is an event hosted by your host LuxCon. This is where we gather around the Minecraft campfire and listen to scary stories and hang out. Gather around the block fire. The block fire.
The netherrack?
Can I cue the entity 345 story?
Go right ahead.
Yeah!
Yes.
I have a T-Rex destroying a village. Oh wait, I have...
But closer family and some of our friends stayed late. It was probably 8 o'clock. The mosquitoes were out in full force, so I decided to run over to the shed at the far end of the backyard by the woods to fetch the tiki torches. I grabbed like 6 torches and set them on the grass while I went back in to look for fuel. However, while I was in the shed, I heard steps in the woods. That's what I was doing to take a look out there, but honestly, it was just too dark to see out into the woods. After finding the fuel, I went back to the part of the yard everyone else was at and pitched the torches into the ground. The 6 torches gave off a decent amount of light while keeping us safe from the blood-sucking pests. There were about 6 kids left, including my son, and they all wanted to play hide-and-seek in the woods. My wife and I allowed it, just making sure to tell them to stay close to the tree line. My son and his friends went to play their little game in the woods, which left the rest of us to sit in peace for a little bit. It was a solid 15 minutes of talking with relatives and hearing the kids laughing and yelling in the near distance out in the woods. But all of a sudden, the yelling turned to screams. Concerning sounding screams from the kids. All of us looked at each other, sitting up in concern. The kids one by one came running out of the woods, yelling that there's something in there. We don't have bears or any big predatory animals around here, so that was not the first thing we assumed it to be. I told all the kids to stay near the patio area. My brother Dom and I, being the biggest men there, decided to go investigate. We took a couple flashlights and off we went into the pitch black woods. The only sounds we heard around us were crickets and other night bugs. So we went deeper, and that's when we started to hear something else. It sounded like an animal at first, but as we followed the sound to get closer, the sound started to become more human-like.
DK.
We continued to walk. We agreed we both had the feeling that we were being watched, like stalked. I put my arm out to stop Dom. Standing in the silence now, the best way I could describe the sound we were hearing was a moaning, angry kind of sound. It sounded human, but it was a bizarre sound. Then, a few cracks of the leaves on the ground ahead of us. We aimed our lights over there, and there was someone or something behind the tree. The moaning sound stopped. Dom stepped forward and called out. What happened next was textbook horror movie stuff. A scream, so loud, so blood-curdling, so inhuman, filled the air. I'm sure it could be heard for miles. Dom and I turned and booked it back to the property. We waved at everyone to go inside when we made it back. Dom got on the phone with the sheriff's department. They said it was probably a wild animal. We wanted to insist it was a human, but we honestly couldn't. We to this day don't know who or what we saw and heard in those woods, but it was definitely stalking us and the kids when they were playing hide and seek. And that scream we heard, it just didn't sound human to us.
Dude, guy, it was a Minecraft phantom.
Oh no!
The fuck, the kids weren't getting enough sleep.
I was a new student to Southern Lehigh High School in Pennsylvania. Going into my junior year of high school not knowing anyone was really rough. Everyone obviously had their friend group sorted out by then. The worst part was lunchtime though. My school wouldn't let juniors leave for lunch, only seniors. So I had to eat in the cafeteria. I was dreading it because I knew I'd have no one to sit with, and I didn't want to force myself into a random table. lunchtime finally came, however. I walked into the cafeteria with my tray of food looking for a place to sit. Every single table was taken. I didn't even have the option of sitting alone. But there was one table in the corner of the cafeteria with only 2 kids sitting at it. That was the least intimidating spot to sit, so I walked over and asked if I could sit there. They both looked at each other, and one of them said yeah. I noticed upon sitting down that the 2 were identical twins. They looked like they were partially of Hispanic heritage, but they didn't have accents. They honestly seemed alright. They introduced themselves as Antonio and Bruno, and they had a conversation with me. They invited me to hang out with them after school, and honestly I figured why not? I had to start off somewhere as far as making friends. I got their numbers, and after school I went home to drop off all my stuff. Shortly after, I got a text from Bruno, telling me he and his brother were planning on hanging out. He told me to meet them around 9 that night at the nearby cemetery that was like a 10-minute walk from my house. He said there was a cool hangout spot near there. Plus, the first day of school was on a Friday, so we had off the next day. I had nothing to do, so I said, yeah, I'm down. When the time came, Bruno texted me one more time asking if I was still coming. I said, yeah, I'm gonna leave in a few, and confirmed we were meeting on the road by the cemetery. He said, yeah. So I began my walk in the dark to the cemetery. The longer I walked, the more I thought about my whole move and being the new kid in high school, and thinking about the fact that I was literally walking to a cemetery at night to hang out with 2 kids I just met. But anyway, I got to the little road next to the cemetery and asked Bruno where they were. He started typing right away, and he said they were in the woods hanging by a small lake that they wanted to show me. Then he promptly sent his location. So I made my way into the woods, pushing branches out of my way, using my tiny phone flashlight as my only light. I started calling for Bruno and Antonio as I felt like I was close enough, according to the location he sent me at least. Suddenly I heard footsteps, so I stopped. Definitely footsteps approaching me, but they were very low and slow. They called out that they better not be trying to scare me. When they weren't answering me though, I decided this was stupid. I turned and started walking back towards the road. But those footsteps I mentioned earlier, they turned from quiet and slow to fast, and before I could even react, someone had their nails digging into my neck, effectively choking me. I heard a familiar voice screaming, "Grab him, grab him." I managed to break free from this sort of choke.
They're gonna touch his
sprinted towards
penis!
the road. I know they followed me until the tree line by the road. I was faster than them, and I could run for miles.
Just revoked.
And that's what I did. I ran straight home and told my parents. They considered calling the cops, but I thought it would be better to get pictures of the nail marks on my neck and report it to the school the next day. That's what we did, and with the help of the text that I got from Bruno, I was able to get the 2 students expelled. My parents made me block both their numbers. I didn't exactly argue with that though. My parents wanted me to confirm that these kids didn't know where we lived, and I told them simply, not as far as I know. So anyway, one night about a week later, I woke up to my room feeling really cold. I heard the sound of wind blowing into my room, and I looked at the window to see it was slid completely open. I wondered if my mom came in to open it, but that would make absolutely no sense. It was like 50 degrees out that night. I walked over to it and looked down below. A few feet below my bedroom window, there's a part of the exterior of my house that comes outward, creating a sort of ledge underneath my window that my father always told me to jump onto in case of a fire. I shut my window and walked over to my parents' bedroom. I gently knocked and opened the door, and my mom groggily asked what. I had to ask her if she opened my window. She sat up saying, "No, why?" I told her in a louder, more concerned voice now that my window was opened all the way by somebody. She started shaking my dad to wake him up and go check my room with me. But when he woke up, he told me to grow up and go back to sleep. I left my parents' door open as I walked back down the hall to my room. Then, I picked up on something that I'm surprised I picked up on. My door. It seemed to be half shut now, as opposed to completely open when I left. I pushed the door open just a little bit so I could get a look through the crack and see if, someone was behind the door. Even though I had the thought of the possibility, I never could have actually expected to see it. There was someone hiding behind my door. I screamed for my dad like a little girl. I screamed so loud I'm sure it could be heard 3 doors down. Then my door suddenly slammed shut, just as my dad came rushing out of his room over to me. I screamed there's people in my room, so he barged into the room and turned the light on. At that moment, we saw the leg of a person jumping out my window. My dad ran to the window, then downstairs and out the front door to attempt to chase them down. But he came back a few minutes later out of breath, saying he didn't see anyone. Full of energy and fear, I swore it had to be those twins that I got expelled. My dad called the police, and I had to talk to them when they arrived, explaining the whole story back to the incident in the woods. My father backed up my story, but without proof of who entered, they said there wasn't anything they could do. They merely ordered us to lock the doors and consider installing cameras outside. As positive I am that it was either one of or both of those twins in my room, after getting through a solid couple months of sleeping in fear, nothing to this nature ever happened again. Looking back now, I don't know why I was so willing to meet these kids in the woods.
Hello, gamers. I'm
I
back.
should have realized in the cafeteria that day.
Bye,
they looked like
buddy.
trouble. I should have stayed away.
Nothing didn't do. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Spooky, scary stories.
Freshman year of high school, 2007. Gym class, last period. We had a substitute gym teacher on one of the stormiest days of the year. He was an older man, not a senior citizen, but gray, maybe 55 to 60. He took attendance, and when he passed me, he did a double take at me, which I found a bit uncomfortable. Not to float my own boat, but I always understood I looked older and really good for a freshman in high school. The sub told us to get into our volleyball teams, and he disappeared into the hall by the locker rooms for a while. 40 minutes went by and the period was over. It was time for us to get changed and go home. I got into the locker room, but for some reason, my locker wasn't opening. I tried my usual combination over and over and over. It wouldn't click open though. I had to go to the sub and let him know to ask for my combination again. I figured maybe the combo just slipped from my mind for some reason. The sub told me to give him a few minutes and he'd get the list of locker combos. I waited outside the office, and out he finally came with a book in his hands, open to a specific page. He walked into the girls' locker room with me, which I didn't expect him to do. The locker room was
it's a
basically
girl.
empty now, with one girl finishing up changing.
You guys singing some high
He
school
walked over to my
pussy, my
locker,
dude.
put the combination
Legal.
written down on the paper.
Look, it's fall.
It didn't work no matter how many times he tried it.
Oh my god, it's so
Each time he
cheesy.
tried it and failed, he would look at me and laugh. I would
Trapper.
force myself to laugh along to be polite, but it started getting weird. He put his hand on my shoulder as he said, "We'll figure this out." He tried the combination again, with his hand still on my shoulder. When it didn't work again, I felt his hand slowly started inching down from my shoulder to my lower back.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I found the Entity 485 story, but it's only text, not, a voice saying it, so I can't
Try
play
the
it.
combo in the
Well,
Aw.
don't worry, I'll narrate it.
Hey, do you want to narrate it? I'll put the link to the Entity 485. It's in the graphic.
and I proceeded
In the
to let
Russian
him change
coach voice?
quickly.
Entity 485 Minecraft story.
Later, after.
I finished pulling out my pants
Oh
and
yeah,
shoved my
later.
locker in the
Because
back.
I need to rest my voice.
I threw on my backpack and started walking to the back exit of
Guys,
the
trying to get that
which led
teenage
outside.
high school pussy, my dude.
I feared that
I
the
was really
sun
struggling to
would
find it, so there it is.
I got
Nick, did you hear the joke we said it was fall?
No, I
got
was
to the end of the
definitely
specific aisle of lockers I was in.
So the
It was in the
narrator is
intersection
playing a
of
girl
two
right now,
roads.
so he sounds like a dude and he's playing a girl, and I
I
said it
have
was
to turn
fall.
down left to get to the exit door, but still. Naturally, I had to look right to make sure that it was clear. There was a little light seeping in from one single rectangular window that sat under the ceiling. It was enough. Enough for me to see him peeking at me from around the wall of lockers. So that's when I ran for the exit door. He came over behind me saying, wait, it's not what it looks like." I ran outside into the rain off the campus of the high school and walked the rest of the way home, giving me time to reflect on what happened. By the time I got home, soaking wet, it came to me that he most likely changed my locker combination somehow as a way of getting alone with me in the locker room. As for what he could have possibly been planning to do when he cut the lights, I never wanted to imagine. Honestly, I was too emotionally scared and quite frankly embarrassed to tell anyone about it, not even my parents or friends. It was something I just kept to myself all these years, because truthfully, I just don't feel comfortable telling people. When I was in high school, I was in the band. At my school, band was basically an easy A. It was either that, orchestra, or chorus, so I went with band. Anyhow, our band teacher, Mr. Nicholson, had the grading system set up so that as long as you attended class and went to your weekly lessons, you got an A. Sadly, towards the end of one quarter, I was missing 2 lessons, and because of that, my grade was a B. I went to him after class to ask if I could make up the lessons, and even though he seemed reluctant, he said he would let me come in during a lunch period and practice in one of the downstairs storage rooms to get credit for a lesson. I was more than happy with that, because realistically, I would probably just play games on my phone anyway instead of actually practicing. I arrived to the music room during my lunch period the next day, so I took my saxophone and headed down the stairs outside the music room towards the basement area for the music department. It was always kind of creepy down there because absolutely no one besides the music teachers would go down there usually, and the lights were kind of shitty. I'd only been down there a couple times before that day. But anyway, I walked down the hallway, and on either side were a bunch of doors that led into small, maybe 7 by 7 feet rooms. All of these rooms were used for storing things like chairs, music stands, spare instruments, Christmas decorations, and whatever. I stepped into one of the rooms and shut the door. I set up my music on one of the stands in the room just in case Mr. Nicholson were to come down to check on me. But really, I didn't plan on actually playing. I started playing games on my phone and then flick. Darkness. Like, as dark as it could get. Minus my phone screen. I looked over to the light switch to the room just instinctively, flicked it up and down a few times, but that did nothing. I stumbled as I got up from the seat to open the door, to more darkness. I held my phone out in front of me to light up this little hallway, even if it was just barely. I think I had like an iPhone 3 or something, and those old ones didn't have flashlights. But anyway, that little light from my phone was enough to see one of the doors open near the end of the hall, and I heard something being dragged in that room, like one of the big plastic containers. There was also manic breathing, followed by animal-like grunting. Then I saw a big plastic container being pushed out of that room into the hallway. As I saw this, I turned off my phone screen and went back into the room I was just in. I shut the door so quietly. I don't know what exactly I was thinking in that moment that I decided to hide, but I think the strange sounds I was hearing from this person, mixed with the random blackout, made me wary of staying in that hallway. Whoever that was blocking the stairs though. Of course, I got no reception down in that little basement area. All I felt comfortable doing was sitting in that room and waiting for the lights to hopefully turn back on. But the lights seemed like they were never going to turn back on. So I decided I would try and get back upstairs again. I quietly opened the door with my phone in front of me for light. Then I stepped into the hall. I inched up a little closer to the stairs, then I heard something again. I quickly crept into the next closest room with the door open and shut it. I still didn't know what I was hiding from. Could it have been a staff member or janitor? At that point, the only reason I had of thinking it wasn't was because they only appeared down there after the lights turned off. I stood in that room in complete darkness, only listening and waiting for another sound from outside. But you know how when you're in a room with someone, even if you don't necessarily hear them, you can kind of just sense their presence? That's suddenly the feeling I got standing in that pitch black room. I lifted my shaking hand up and pressed the home button on my phone to turn on the screen, just for half a second. That was enough to see someone standing in the corner of this little storage room, 3 feet away from me. I pretended I didn't see anything, but it was too late. Shh, is what I heard, breaking the silence. Then, a hand patted my shoulder twice and started squeezing it. I basically dove for the doorknob, struggling to find it at first, but pulling the door open when I did. The man in the room with me tried pushing the door shut after I opened it, but I was already out. I ran up the stairs and out the door to the main level of the music hall, where the lights were still on. I ran to Mr. Nicholson to tell him out of breath. He called security to check the basement section of the music hall, but security came back upstairs and said besides a bunch of music equipment moved around, there wasn't anyone down there. The rest of the period, Mr. Nicholson canceled his flute lesson, and I sat there in the room with him and 5 flute players explaining the whole story in detail. Without cameras in the music hall, there was no way of catching whoever went down there and killed the power for the basement. It seemed that he was trying to steal expensive music equipment. That or God knows what else. The next day, I was called into the dean's office to give my story of what happened, and the rest is history. One night, my friends and I hatched a genius plan. We'd sneak into the high school basement through one of the windows that was broken and never fixed. The thing about this window, you'd have to hop a short metal gate surrounding an outside staircase leading to the basement. Not that it would effectively stop anyone, but it added that extra barrier that makes you feel like you're really doing something devious when you crossed over it. We made sure there weren't any security cars anywhere nearby and hopped the gate. Crawling in through the window proved difficult, considering we had to boost ourselves up, then crawl through an insanely skinny opening. But once we were in, we were in. We kind of dispersed from each other to explore different areas. One thing was for sure, the basement of the school was a mess, and anything but interesting. There was little light. One small white light was on in a far corner, and the exit sign light actually produced more light than you'd think. I was looking around when I saw one of my friends in front of me. He whispered, "Let's go upstairs." So I followed him upstairs, and he opened the door up to the main hallway of the school. Everything was dark. I always thought there were at least some lights left on in the school at night. But no, not a single light was on. And all that really stood out as far as the eye could see were the various exit signs glowing red. I followed my friend down the hall and remembered saying, "Dude, this is really creepy." And he replied back, "Shh." But I realized he was right. Who knew if somebody else could be in the building besides my friends and I? Little did I know just yet. I followed my friend to the bathroom, and he went into one of the stalls. I whispered, "Hurry up." I waited for a while. Then my phone started to ring. I picked up, and it was one of my friends, Chris. He asked, "Where the hell did you go?" I said I'm upstairs with either Roland or Brandon. He said, "What do you mean? They're with me." And right after, both Brendan and Roland said hi, apparently on speakerphone. I stuttered the word "I" and stopped, trying to think straight. Then, there was a laughing coming from in the stall. Not the laugh of any of my friends. I looked up at the stall. There was someone looking over it at me, probably standing on the toilet. I screamed "holy shit" over and over into the phone as I left the bathroom. Shortly after I was out, I heard the stall door slam shut. I tried to run back to the basement in the dark, but it wasn't too easy to find in the dark. Luckily, I managed to find it, so I started to scream their names as I ran down the stairs. I screamed "go, go" when they answered, and we one by one jumped off some kind of bucket onto the window ledge and crawled back outside. I was the first one out though, afraid that person from the bathroom was following. When we were all outside, I explained to them, out of breath, while also laughing now that I felt safe with all of them next to me. I guess we were loud or something though, because as we all just started looking around at the whole school building and all the classroom windows, in one of the downstairs windows was someone with their hands pressed up on the glass. We could only see maybe half their face. I said that's gotta be him, as Roland ushered us to get the hell out of there. We ran until we were off the premises of the school, and that was that. We came up with a lot of possible explanations, but none of them really made sense. Obviously, we never did anything like that again, though.
Oh. Lights are up. I don't have any rubber.
In 7th grade, we took an end-of-the-year field trip to an aquarium near school. It was called Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies. We live in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, a literal mountain town, with nothing but hills and mountains as far as the eyes can see. Our science teacher, Mr. Russo, was our chaperone for the trip. He was a very lax teacher, so while other teacher chaperones were more uptight and strict with their groups, Mr. Russo was more chill about his job. That may seem like a good thing, but because of his lackadaisical approach at supervising, my friend Aiden and I were able to easily bail from the aquarium lobby, away from the rest of the groups. We quite simply didn't want to wait so long for all the groups to move. The whole aquarium was empty, except for our classes, so when Aiden and I walked through the passageways, or I guess observation areas as you would say, before everyone else, we didn't see anyone else. We got the best views at all the big fish tanks and habitats. We moved on to the next dark room, all of which were lit up with a dark blue tint from the fish tanks, by the way. This room had a lot of big tanks with tropical fish. We were making jokes about finding Nemo fish like clownfish and the dory fish, and that's when I remember someone calling "hey" to us in a very assertive, commanding voice. It was some guy in cargo shorts and a green t-shirt. He asked us if we were with the field trip. I was about to shake my head no, but Aiden said yes. The man told us to come with him right now. We both assumed he worked for the aquarium, so we followed. He wasn't leading us back to the lobby though. He was leading us through some narrow, dark hallways. I remember passing the bathrooms and a few exit signs hanging on the ceiling before reaching an exit door. He led us outside to some back area, I guess by the woods. I finally asked if he worked there and where he was leading us. He said yes, he did work there, and that he had to drive us back around to the front of the aquarium in order to be let back in. It made just as much sense back then as it does now, but we were two nervous 7th graders who thought we were about to get in serious trouble. So when he led us to his car, we willingly got in the back seats. He told us to strap in, and he pulled out from the back parking lot and onto the street. Just as we thought he was going to make a right turn towards the front, he turned left. Right away, both Aiden and I asked him where he was going at the same time. He didn't answer that question, but about 5 seconds later, we heard the locks to the back doors click down, and he made some kind of threat along the lines of, "If either of you try to make any moves, I'll kill you." He then proceeded to slide out what appeared to be a big knife in his glove box as some kind of threat. Aiden and I sat in silence. I'm sure he wanted to throw up just like I wanted to. We had to think of a way to escape, but we couldn't talk to each other because the man kept looking in the rearview mirror every other second. He was driving us uphill through some woodsy, isolated neighborhood until he finally pulled over onto the side of the road in what appeared to be the middle of nowhere. No houses, no through traffic. He told us to stay in the car as he got out, with his knife in his hand. I whispered to Aiden to be prepared to run as soon as I said to. The man came to my door, popped it open, and told me to step out. He told me to tell my friend that if he wants me alive, he better be in the car by the time we got back. I felt a deepening feeling in my stomach when I heard that. The man started walking me to the woods with the knife probably in his pocket, to do God knows what. I saw Aiden sliding over to my side of the car, which had an unlocked door, and when he seemed ready to run, I screamed, "Run!" Aiden was off already, running downhill. I easily dodged the man as I fled past him, following Aiden. The man tried chasing us on foot, and I'm not even kidding when I say he threw the knife at me. He missed with only maybe a few inches to spare.
Oh, hi,
I heard
Shadow.
the clanging
What's up?
of the knife hitting the ground ahead of me.
Welcome.
I didn't stop to
We're
pick it
listening
up.
to
I just kept running
scary
down
stories.
in the direction we came.
Isaac.
The man stopped following after throwing the knife. I think he got back in his car and fled the scene. We somehow managed to make it back to the aquarium in under an hour, and we also managed to sneak back into the group. Mr. Russo didn't even notice. Aiden and I decided to keep quiet about what just happened. What purpose would it serve getting ourselves in trouble, given that there was relatively no chance of that man getting caught? As we got older, we started to wonder more and more what the intentions of that man were. We could
Yeah, I'm
obviously think
using,
of a few
Attack of the
likely
B-Team.
ones, but either way, we kept quiet about it and don't really like to think about it.
Good old Attack of the B Team. Looking for rubber.
When I was in 8th grade, all of my classmates and I looked forward to our
A
Washington,
lot of
D.C.
people get
field
bullied
trip.
a lot.
The thrill of going on any sort of trip with your friends was enough to excite us. After all preparations, we were ready for DC.
Nice.
Once we arrived to our destination, my class of around 100 students were partitioned off into 3 groups, and
It
within these
decorates the place
groups
with
were our
berry
3
bushes.
other hotel mates. Each group was sent off in different coach buses, and we would be taken to different attractions throughout DC, neighboring states, monuments, parks, food stops, museums, and more. After a long weekend of visiting educational sites, our teachers decided to treat us to a colonial ghost tour one night. It was an evening walking tour through some of America's
Ooh,
historical
pumpkins.
sites near
have
village
pumpkins.
cemeteries and old townhomes. I don't remember exactly which city we were in, but I remember the guides telling
As
us that
to
many of the
age?
empty
My
homes were
age?
preserved
I'm definitely
due to
old
their
enough.
historical significance.
Pumpkins.
I've always been scared of most things related to ghosts and such, but I was positive that nothing would happen in our ghost tour.
But we're hanging out in
We split off
Minecraft.
into smaller groups of
Discord.
around 10 members each,
Uh,
and were
scary
instructed to
story
carry
night.
around a camera if we wished. The guide kept telling us not to expect much from the tour, that there would most likely be nothing supernatural during the course of the evening. As we wandered from colonial home to cemetery plot to colonial home, I just took interest in the histories that the guides would share of each home. They would indulge us in the stories of each homeowner, while my friends would snap away at photos, hoping to find
Yeah,
a shiny
I'm
orb.
on a mod. Hi.
One of my friends, Jessica, that I was sharing a room with during
I
that
am
trip, was not one of the
currently-
kids that were constantly taking
Bet.
pictures. She would take a photograph
Tiny little
every
bet.
once in a while, but spend most of the time listening. My group reached a small 2-story home in the middle of the street.
Yep.
The house
Back
had
at
an
the B-Team
ominous
server.
blue hue to the
Or,
windows,
yeah, mod.
but the house
Rubber
was
tree.
vacant. I remember being very curious about this home. The tour guide began to tell us a little bit about the house. She had mentioned that the home had originally belonged to a man and his beautiful wife. He adored his wife, and the couple was thrilled to receive news that they would be expecting a child. Unfortunately, the wife had died after
Not
giving
with
birth
mods.
to a baby girl. The man was absolutely devastated
if I
and
was,
grew to resent his homely daughter.
playing a vanilla, I think
During her
that
childhood,
crosses.
he kept her in the house as much as he could. He reminded her about
because
how
then
homely
we'd
she
have
looked
goat
and could
in
not find her a suitor. Feeling that she had no other purpose,
goat's
he had his
computer's
daughter
dead.
learn how to sew and weave upstairs, using her only good
witch.
attribute, her hands. After hearing this
Bye,
story,
witch.
I remember the sorrow that I felt for this girl. She and her father must have lived unhappily in that house until their deaths. My friend Jessica took a photograph of the house, and we both moved on to the next house. I kept walking until Jessica stopped and became silent, looking down in her digital camera screen. I walked over and scanned the photograph. I saw a gleam coming from the edge of the second floor window on the right. I had her zoom on the scene. After zooming in, you could clearly see 3 figures staring out from the window. On the way right was the translucent outline of a woman. A taller man was standing behind her to the side. Even more curiously, there was a third figure. It appeared to be a woman, but she was harder to make out. The body was there for sure, but her skin was not as clear. Jessica and I freaked out. The first woman and man made sense to me. That would explain the man and his daughter. But who is this third dark woman off the side? I raised my hand and had to ask the guide, was there ever another person that lived with this family at the house we just looked at? The guide looked surprised at my question and answered, yeah. During the time of their residence, they had a black female servant living with them.
Need to shut that off.
So who are the ones actually
Senior year of
alive
high
right now?
school. My forensics teacher, Mr. Stevenson, somehow convinced the school to
think
let him take
most
us
of
on a
us are
field trip to
alive,
some
right?
abandoned
I
building
think
in the
so.
woods that was the site of a
Yeah,
major
Paul has
crime
to go.
scene.
You said here.
I think
At
he might
what
have
point
finessed
are you
it
going to
and made the
do
school think we'd just
entity
been
number
studying the perimeter
385
and
or
outside
whatever
of
the
the
hell?
building, but we did much more than that. Mainly, it used to be a
Oh,
drug
okay.
den. When we got there, I realized how
There we go, my
frighteningly
finger
tall the
works.
building actually was, and its location was just surreal,
Yeah.
surrounded by forest in
At
every
what point are you
direction.
going to do
And the
entity
only road that leads
385
up
the
to
link I
it is a
sent?
road you would never think to
Oh,
drive
I
down just
don't
because of the
know.
grass growing in the street. Since our current topic at the time of our class was dealing with drugs, Mr. Stevenson led us into the abandoned building. He gave a tour of the place as if he'd been there many times before, and he
Maybe
seemed to know
after
quite a
this
bit
or
of
the next
history
one.
about the building. For example, that the actual original purpose of the building was unknown. Apparently, construction on the higher levels wasn't even finished before the building was abandoned. Its location and size made it ideal for drug deals and other illegal activity to take place, which surprised all of us since there we were, inside of this apparent former drug den for a school field trip. Mr. Stevenson was so laxed about this trip that he didn't even notice when a couple students wandered off to explore on their own. Or maybe he just didn't care. Given that a few other students did it, me and my friend Gianna, or G, decided to go off on our own too. And yes, I'm a guy. I just so happened to have a really close friend that was a girl back in high school. There had to be at least 8 floors in this building, but we saw from the outside the top few floors looked unfinished.
Wait, are you in the one?
I
No, wait,
basically
no, never mind. You're
forced
not
G to come
modded,
all the
so.
way upstairs with me to the top few floors. Worst came to worst, we wouldn't be able to find
Hi.
the group again, and we just returned to the bus right outside.
Retreat.
We climbed the stairs, one flight after another. It was weird. As we reached the middle floors, the amount of debris and graffiti lessened a bit, but then as we got to the higher floors, there was even more graffiti and litter than the lower floors. Then things got sketchy. It seemed we were on the second highest floor, and everything on this floor was still just wood foundation. A lot of it seemed to be rotting, and there were a lot of holes up there. We would have gone up to the last floor, but the stairs had been completely stripped and broken. Basically, there were no stairs to the last floor. There had to be a way up there, though. So we watched our step for weak wood as we navigated the floor. Then, Gianna grabbed my shoulder and stopped me. She pointed up at a hole in the ceiling and said she saw something. Then there was a ticking noise, like the kind of ticking noise a person makes when they're calling their cat or something. Followed by that, someone's arm came into view from the hole above us. Just their arm, though. And judging by the position of the arm, whoever's arm it was must have been laying down flat on the floor beside the hole. They had a long black sleeve on, so the only skin that was visible was their hand. G was scared. I laughed a little at first, but I'm not gonna say it wasn't slightly unnerving. Gianna started telling me let's go back down. I started calling up to the person, how do we get up there? They didn't answer. Instead, they just kept making the ticking noise and waving us up. That's when things started getting really creepy, and I agreed with G that we should go back down. Right after I said this, the person pulled their arm out from the hole, and we heard the sound of a shoe quickly scrape the wood foundation above us, as the person was clearly getting up. We couldn't see, though. I nudged Gianna to move. I was creeped out and just wanted to get back down. As we were about to leave the main open layout room and back into the stairway corridor, there was a crash far behind us. We turned and saw a man on the complete opposite side of the room, facing the wall. It seemed he just jumped through one of the holes. He then quickly turned his head to look at us, without moving his body. There was something about his face and clothing. He didn't look like the typical urban exploration type. He looked dangerous and unstable. G and I ran for it now, down one flight of stairs at a time. 3 flights down, I looked up the long corridor above us and saw the man at top looking down at me. I yelled go to Gianna. We kept going
That is a
down.
bad spot to teleport to.
Like 5 flights later, I looked up again, and there was the man again, looking down at me. This time he seemed much closer, and I just realized he'd been chasing us. We got to the bottom, and I looked up one more time, and I didn't see him this time. We heard the voice of Mr. Stevenson nearby, and I kind of started to laugh about what just happened. Not exactly because I found it funny, but because I was just happy that we made it back safely. G was not laughing though. She was genuinely disturbed. We found Mr. Stevenson, who asked where we were, and we told the truth about what just happened. He was pretty mad at us, but given what we just told him, he also advised we should leave the building. The other kids who wandered off had returned, and when we got to the bus, Mr. Stevenson did a head count like 3 times. Overall, the trip wasn't a failure for the rest. The other kids did learn things about the building and drugs, but for my friend Gianna and I, really, it was the most horrific thing we ever went through.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
When I was 22, I got a job in New York City. Living in Jersey, however, there was no way I'd be able to do that commute daily, so moving was a necessity. Only thing, I didn't have a lot of money yet, so when I saw an ad on Craigslist for an available bedroom in an apartment in the Hell's Kitchen area for a really low price, I jumped on it. I took a ride to the city the next day to view the apartment, and the landlord gave me a quick tour of the place. The landlord himself seemed a bit socially awkward, but that didn't really matter at all. The place did come with a catch. I'd have a roommate. The landlord said he's a very quiet, to himself kind of person, which he said was good. My roommate's name would be Bren. The landlord knocked on Bren's door, asking if he'd like to come out and say hello.
What's going on?
Bren didn't even answer. The landlord suggested he might be taking a nap. So we moved on to talking in the living room, where I said I was interested in renting. I signed an application, and the next day, the landlord called and offered me the room. So I moved in the next week. My dad helped me unload all my furniture into my little room. Something odd to note was that never once did this Bren character come out during all this commotion to at least say hi. He was definitely home. We heard him moving around in his room. I came to the early realization that he probably wasn't going to be friendly at all. When we finished unloading the van, my dad left and I was alone, officially moved out. I sat in my bed and started watching Netflix on my laptop. Then I heard the door to Bren's room open and close. This seemed like my chance to go out and say hi. It was his first time leaving his room. I got out of my bed, but before I could even get to my bedroom door, the front door to the apartment slammed shut. I stepped outside to the living room, and no one was there. I didn't know what the deal with this Bren guy was, but surely he had to know we'd have to meet eventually. I went back to my room, ate a bowl of ramen, and went to sleep. I woke up when I heard the front door to the apartment close again. Then footsteps followed. The footsteps on the creaky wood floor made their way to the outside of my door, then stopped. I sat up and looked at the crack below the door. The outlines of feet could be seen through the light creeping in under the door. Why was he just standing out there like a creep? Of course I didn't say anything, I just waited for him to walk away. I didn't have my door locked, and I was low-key terrified of him entering my room. But thankfully, he walked away from my door and back to his room, and I heard him shut his door. I tried to go to sleep, but all night all I heard were thumps coming from his room. I had no idea what he could possibly be doing.
Oh,
I was tempted to go knock on his door and tell him to keep it down. I hadn't even met the guy yet, so I had to deal with it. Eventually I fell asleep, and when I woke up in the morning, it seemed Bren was out already. Maybe at work, I didn't know at the time. I spent most of that day shopping for groceries and basic apartment necessities. When I got back, I dropped all the bags on the couch in the living room to give myself a rest.
Yep, there we
I cooked dinner, watched some Netflix on the couch. All the while, Bren never came home. I did a quick run to the nearby 7-Eleven to get toothpaste, and when I got back, I noticed Bren's door was cracked open and the light was on. So I figured this was it. The moment for me to say hello.
That's not amazing.
I went to his door, knocked lightly twice, then pushed the door open. What I found in there was shocking. Or maybe I should say what I didn't find in there. The room was completely empty. Not a single piece of furniture, except for a single chair sitting in the corner of the room. A kind of chair you'd find in a high school classroom. My heart suddenly started racing and I started to shake. I turned off the light in that room and shut the door. Could this Bren person have been in the process of moving out? I went to my room, locked the door, and sat on my bed, suddenly getting a really bad headache. I took out my phone and decided to call the landlord to ask him what the hell was going on. After dialing his number, I put the phone to my ear and suddenly heard a loud ringing sound coming from my closet. I felt like my heart, which was already racing, was now in my stomach. The phone rang twice, then went to voicemail. I got out from the bed, ready to open the closet, but I stopped and realized that given that the phone rang twice, that means he had his phone and he declined the call. I had the sick realization that the landlord was likely in my closet, and there never even was a Bren. I ran to the bathroom, locked myself in, and called the cops. They got to the apartment shortly and searched the whole apartment with me. Sure enough, we found the landlord hiding under my bed. I tried pressing charges for trespassing, trying to get myself out of the lease, but it turned out there never even was a lease. The dude wasn't even an actual landlord. He didn't even own the apartment. I didn't get the rest of the story, like how he got the keys in the first place. I had my dad come the next day to help me move all my stuff back home. I found another apartment the next week, and it was a huge hassle going through the whole moving process again. I knew from the start the so-called landlord gave off bad vibes, but who would have ever imagined the events that were about to take place? There was an ad on Zillow for a shared apartment near the chicken farm I worked at. I moved in because it was convenient and already furnished. I just dropped off my clothes and a mini dresser, and I already had a bed to sleep in the spare room. The man who was renting the room out to me was old. He was like 70 or something, and his name was Ben. It was a non-contractual agreement, meaning I'd pay him by the week, but he was more or less still a roommate. He was very old-fashioned, and that included everything in the house. I've never exactly come from a wealthy family, so trust me when I say this was a steal for me. One night after getting home from a long day of work, I collapsed into bed and fell asleep like a baby, but suddenly I awoke to the bedroom door opening. Light poured into the room from the hallway, and standing in the doorway was the old man, Ben, with his hand on the doorknob. He said in his deep, hoarse voice, "Stay out of the basement." He said he knew I went down there. I defended myself and assured him I didn't, because I actually didn't. He shut the door, and I heard him walk downstairs. I sat there thinking this guy must be unstable or something. The next day, I was off from work. Ben took his old jalopy down the road. I'm guessing to the store. While I was alone, I stared at the basement door. I knew it was the basement door because I'd seen him go down there before. I went to open it just to peek downstairs, but obviously it was pitch black down there. I would have never been compelled to go down there if it weren't for his bizarre remark about not going down there. But I figured he wasn't going to be home anytime soon, so I continued down. I found the light switch at the bottom step for some reason. It was for the most part a normal basement so far, but there was a door in the corner. Behind that door was something unimaginable. The door was very hard to open because there was some rubber concealer under the door. I'm guessing to keep that awful smell out of the rest of the basement and house. The inside of this little room was a nightmare. Bloodstains on the concrete floor, black bags stacked in the corner of the room, stretched long enough to be carrying bodies or body parts. And the smell of rotting life. I had to refrain from puking right there. I noticed a camera hung in the top right corner of the room, aimed down at some workbench. I took a quick picture of the room and hurried out of there. I went up to the spare bedroom, packed all of my clothes in a garbage bag, and heard the front door slam shut downstairs. He was back. I played it cool and greeted him from the upstairs hallway. He didn't respond. I heard him open the basement door and stomp downstairs. I saw that as my cue to sprint to my car.
Alright.
I made it to my car and without looking back, drove away from there. I drove 15 miles back to my brother's farm and showed him the picture. He said I was an idiot for not calling the sheriff sooner. So I called 911 and told them to bring a search warrant to Ben's address and check the basement before he could clear it out. I made it clear I was simply his temporary roommate or tenant living with him and came across it. A few hours later, someone from the sheriff's department came to my brother's farm asking for my ID and some other information. I complied with them. They gave me the relieving news that Ben had been arrested. He was in the process of clearing any evidence from his basement, but he wasn't quick enough. The deputies didn't go into much detail about what exactly they found in those bags or anything else, but I don't think they were allowed to. They thanked me and went on their way. My brother let me stay with him for a few weeks, till I was ready to get back out there and find another apartment.
Alright, so I need a bunch of...
I'm not sure how many of you went to college, but for those of you who did, you most likely remember that feeling of walking into your dorm for the first time, meeting your roommate, the person you're supposed to ideally be friends with for the next 4 years. I certainly remember mine. I walked into my dorm for the first time, and there was my roommate. He had fair skin, black hair, glasses, and a slightly feminine tone in his voice. There was nothing wrong with any of that, but to me, he just immediately struck me as the gaming type, which was not exactly someone who I was going to vibe with easily. From the moment I shook his hand and he gave me a dead fish handshake, I was a little put off. I'll call him John for the purpose of this story. I left the room to go say hi to the other kids on the floor and meet as many people as possible. I instantly vibed with some of the other kids more than I did with John. Anyway, that first night consisted of a lot of unpacking and hanging around in the room. So I did try to get to know John a little bit.
Yeah, there's
It wasn't
actually
that he was
other
a
people
mean person,
here.
it was just he didn't seem to really know how to converse. I would ask him questions about himself, and he'd give me one-word responses, or responses that barely even made sense. He even went to bed really early, shutting off his lamp at like 10 o'clock. No one had classes the next day, so I just found it odd. I put headphones in and watched videos on my phone until around 12. Then I went to sleep. The next morning, a few of the guys on my floor and I went to the dining hall together.
Harvester?
When I got back to my room, I noticed my duffel bag was moved. I looked at John, who was sitting on his bed. Then I went to go through my bag to see if anything was missing. I couldn't find what it was, but my bag just seemed lighter. I straight up accused John of going through my bag, and he denied it with a very aggressive tone.
Oh, that's right.
What could I do, though? I didn't have cameras in the room, so I couldn't prove it. The next night, I tried inviting John out with me and a couple of the other kids from the floor. He didn't want to go, claiming he was trying to stay on top of his work as soon as possible.
Pulverizer.
So I went out, and when I got back, John was fast asleep. It was kind of late, so I just went straight to bed too. It started to rain pretty heavy outside. A storm was in the forecast. I woke up in the middle of the night hearing thunder crashing. I was too comfortable and lazy to roll over and look outside. But even with my eyes closed, I was noticing the constant flashing from the lightning. If anything, it actually helped put me back to sleep. The next morning, I woke up, and my backpack was open and moved. I didn't accuse John this time. I decided I was going to stay up that night and wait, listen to what he was doing. So, after a long rainy day, night came, as did the time for me to hit the hay. I stayed on my phone for a long time, listening to the rain outside the window. Around 1 or 2 a.m., I flipped on my side and pretended to be asleep. I did this for a long time, and eventually I started noticing the flashes again. 2 or 3, actually. I turned to my other side and saw John sitting upright in his bed. I only caught a glimpse of him quickly putting down his arms as I flipped over. Suddenly all those flashes made sense. It wasn't lightning. It was him taking pictures of me. I played dumb and said, "What are you doing?" He stuttered and said he couldn't sleep. The next day, I told the other kids on the floor about it and how weird John was overall. They said I should request a room change. I agreed with them. At whatever point I went back to the room, John was actually gone for once. I couldn't believe it. His laptop was also on his bed with the lid cracked open. I had to snoop. I was too curious. I opened the laptop, and I was on John's desktop, which was littered full of folders, programs, and images. It was the messiest desktop I've ever seen.
He's got any porn on there?
I started opening the random pictures on his desktop. Most of them were weird, but then I got to the disturbing ones.
I think we're gonna
Pictures
find
of
out.
me. Upon opening one of them, I realized it was a picture of me in bed, taken with an iPhone with the flash. He had
Damn,
stored all
John,
the
I didn't
pictures
know
he'd
you were
taken
like
of me
that.
on his computer.
I swear
My
to
duffel
God.
on the inside of my backpack. I took a video of the laptop screen, then deleted every picture I could find from his computer and closed his laptop. I went straight to the hall that dealt with dorm life and showed them the video. I requested a new roommate immediately. I don't know how John was disciplined by the school, but I was going to be given a new room across campus.
So
the next
John,
day.
how'd they discipline you? Did they spank
However,
you?
My last night with
Give
John,
him the paddle.
I couldn't sleep.
To
at all.
turn you on?
I heard the springs.
They gave
under
him the
mattress
paddle,
creak
man.
as he got up from his bed at some
Let's
odd
move
hour
on
in the
to
night.
another topic.
Then silence.
Yes, Russian.
Silence until I heard a short, quiet exhale come from
I
right
think I
above
might
my
read
bed.
Entity for
He was standing over my bed. I just knew it.
Nick, you still here?
I was just simply too afraid to turn around.
Pola?
Less than a minute
God
later,
damn it.
I heard the springs under his
No,
mattress
they
snap.
slept.
It is a shame. I am.
Silence. I was out first thing in the morning.
Pola, you here?
My new roommate was like a breath of fresh air.
Somebody have an air horn? I can't do it. My
It's a little
husband's
creepy
sleeping.
knowing
Oh,
that
there
John
they are.
Kid still has all those pictures
But
of
I
me
can
sleeping
do
on his
something
phone.
on the net.
I don't know what his
They're
goals
here.
or his pictures were.
Either way.
I don't know why.
Yeah, look,
he
comrade.
stood over my bed like
Yeah,
that
so-
last night I was there.
Okay, I'm gonna read
Why he
Entity
worked on my phone.
458 next.
The
Yes.
kid was an insane
Yay!
creep, and I'm happy I got away from him.
Entity 4. My Russian.
Oh. My throat is gonna die from.
Alright, what you should do is you should play it so we have the background music to Entity
My dad's friend
458
Kathy was
on
subletting her
rhythm.
apartment with two
Wait, John.
bedrooms. She said
As you
she'd
read
give
it.
me a good deal.
John.
Hold on. Get play Alright, is John reading Entity 458?
Let me get my Philadelphia bathwater ready.
Ah, crap, I gotta grab my Philadelphia TM bathwater.
And you bet I have some hot sauce.
I'm happy to know I'm not the only one that's. What is going on with that? I wish. There's vagina beer also, by the way.
What? Excuse me?
Yes. I actually no. Is it wine? It might be wine. No, I
Well-
think it's now beer. But they take the yeast from the these model women and they make beer out of it.
That's
Dude,
horrible.
Pola, can I have your bath water?
No, you cannot have.
I don't have a bath. Do you have to have my shower water?
Sorry, I only want Pola's.
People are gonna get STDs from Philadelphia's bathwater, and I'm
Oh.
pretty sure that's true.
You could have this game with no bathwater with 7 different diseases.
Different types of AIDS.
Would you like a cancer?
The one thing that's gonna throw me off is the timing.
John
Yeah.
literally loses a power up. You failed this country.
Okay.
Or did you see what I sent you?
Give me a second. Oh.
The Pyrocynical like ordered it and drank it. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you do like a reaction to it?
I was watching the video. Dude.
How was it? Did Nick? I know Nick has a jar. Nick, you gotta.
He drank the water and died.
He just died.
He just game ended.
Speaking of dying, Rip Cameron Joyce.
Oh shit.
Rip Cameron Joyce Gamer.
Yep.
She's weird. The man died at 20.
Okay.
I just realized something.
Is
but
it
that.
time for entity number?
I'm just trying to stall for time as much as possible now.
John, John, if you don't do it, you have to play as Melty in our cosplay tomorrow.
Bye bye.
I'll do it.
David, I'm gonna pull up the castrate machine, and you're gonna lose your penis privilege. And
ignored.
Oh no.
My fishing rod broke.
No, not penis privilege.
There's another one here. There's a few more here.
Still, but look at the thing.
That one has Men of the Sea. This one has Look at the Sea, Unbreaking 3, Lure, and Ending. Pola.
Where is it?
Here, I'll talk to you.
Put that one back in the chat.
Okay, the one thing, this guy did not compensate for how fast non-Asians can read. So I'm gonna have to be reading at the speed of sound, or I'm gonna pause the video and read normally.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not dumb. I was gonna say something, but then I retracted.
Yeah, you retracted your statement.
Yeah.
Like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay, wait, no, John just started a war. Aura, I have a question for you.
What?
No, Ryan, no.
John, do you not want me asking the question?
Don't.
So go on.
So, what would you do if Dwayne The Rock Johnson came up to you while you were eating your rice and your orange chicken? And this is a question to everybody here. And he just busted the fattest load in your rice.
No. No, I'm good. No.
No.
No. No.
See, Dwayne The Rock Johnson too strong.
Personally, I would just I would return the favor, not all over his meal.
What?
A soul for a soul.
Oh heck, I accidentally opened Microsoft Word.
You're a failure to this country.
No, you see, Spice over here is the only man of fine culture here.
Okay.
Alright, the castrator machine is primed and ready.
Alright, is it
I want
time?
this.
Is it time to read the epic Minecraft story?
I mean, am I just gonna read it?
If you'd like to play the background music on rhythm, go
Because
ahead.
this thing is 8 minutes long.
Oh jeez.
So, this is 8 minutes long.
That's
worth of,
mean.
Minecraft creepypasta.
Please do read.
Alright, just no background because I can't
Spice read
compensate
it?
for this.
Why didn't Spice read this?
Because literally, I'm the one who proposed it as a joke, and he says, "Yeah, you go ahead and read it."
Good.
I want him to. Is there a problem with that?
We want you.
So, without further ado, it is time for Russian Lullaby.
You fail this country.
I should probably turn off push to talk. That would help.
Maybe.
Who you push?
John, because he's a TV.
I use it because the TV is like incoming missile. It is not good.
Yeah, he's not lying. Like, we'll be in the middle of an important mission, and we're trying to communicate. He's like, oh, 1 minute, I'm typing a sentence.
Yeah, it's not good. But see, I have free reign now.
He does.
Alright, y'all ready?
Story time.
Alright. No. Lately, sightings of mysterious entity appeared for players in Super Flat World. It has been posted and is described like Steve figure with different clothing color. For example, its green shirt and darker plants are the most remarkable. Spooky background noise.
Do me a favor and speak fucking English.
Oh, I gotta wait for the video as well. So, you already know.
We already know.
Short intermission.
If you ever thought that you were safer in creative mode, you were wrong.
Dun 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 dun.
The first player to ever encounter the mysterious entity states that he was home alone during the time of the incident. And because of him being home alone, he was bored, so he decided to start a new world on Minecraft. Since he got bored from his existing life. He decided to start a quick creative world, but he thought a normal creative world would be boring, and therefore decided to make it super flat. Of course, without knowing that his decision he made would haunt him for the rest of his life. Dun dun dun.
Really say dun.
Oh yeah, that's in the subtext. The player started the world and waited for it to load. The player noticed some glitching while the world was loading. He just shrugged it off as something normal, as he has been using the laptop since morning.
This morning.
Oh my, what was he doing on the laptop?
He was looking at. He was looking at bear porn. We all know that's favorite.
Owl bear porn.
Owl bear porn.
Owl bear porn is the best porn.
Whoa!
It's a D&D thing. Nick, remember when Spanish just
Yeah, I remember, Ryan. You don't gotta
How-
rub it in.
How can we forget?
Don't worry, Paul. I'll send it to you too.
Oh, don't worry. We're already 1 minute into this.
Alright, continue, story, comrade.
No, I don't need. I
Send
don't
me
need
bear
it.
porn? I'd rather not.
Someone just leave.
I'm waiting for more Entity 305. Come on, I was waiting for my entire life.
Alright, all I heard from Polo was send me bear porn, so don't worry. I you.
Oh, alright. Give me a
Rock Talia.
second. I have a little bit.
Don't send me bear.
Oh,
Alright, let me get back to Okay, we're ready. The world has loaded and the player started building random buildings right away. Because that's his value. After building first building, a statue of a whale? Oh yeah. He decided to roam the village. It didn't take long before he managed to find the village, as it was very easy to spot them in Super Flat World. He quickly noticed a few weird things. ... First of all, there were animals spawning in the world. There were no animals or slimes anywhere, nor around the village. Second, all the villagers appeared the same trade. 4 carrots for 54 emeralds. What the fuck?
that's a pretty good deal. I'll take it.
It was too good of a deal. How could villagers offer such a deal? As the player was sure. And then the text cuts off there. After exploring for a little bit, he had finally found the blacksmith house, and it was excitedly went to see. All the chest has was 4 carrots in one slot, 5 in the next, and 8 in the last. Oh, big spooky. They created the number 458, just like the villagers trade. Swear to God. Where did I go wrong? When he took the carrots out of the chest, he noticed something odd when he exited. Yes, I can't read.
You can
All
do
the
it,
villagers
comrade.
stopped moving completely, not even rotating in place. They even stopped making noises, which creeped the player out even more. But he was relieved when he noticed that he killed them.
Oh my.
He started trading with the non-moving villagers, even though it was creative, and noticed something weird. Instead of the casual green sparkles whenever a trade was done, the villager gave out anger particles. Ooh, that's big scary.
Oh no.
very scary.
What are we gonna
Aside from-
do?
Just not back in the mountains.
Sorry, I had to drink some of my Dwayne Johnson rice. Aside from the villagers' strange and lasting... Excuse me.
No, you're not excused.
What was... Someone just... Okay, that caught me off guard. Yeah, rhythm leaving scared me, okay. Aside from the villagers' strange and lasting behavior, the player started noticing something that looked like a player hiding behind off the buildings every now and then.
Herobrine.
The mysterious figure would stare for a little bit, and then would hide.
Oh no.
Run,
He managed to spot it 4 times in total. Each time the entity was noticeably closer than the previous encounter.
Herobrine.
On the 4th time, the player was close enough to get somewhat good look at the figure.
He needs
It
to up
looked like
his
the normal
render.
Steve, but was wearing a green shirt and darker colored pants.
Oh no!
Rhymes and red eyes.
Oh god! What are we gonna do?
Oh no,
Is he gonna be okay?
Herobrine.
Fortunately, the player managed to take a screenshot of the mysterious entity.
Oh good, that's great. Alright, we're all safe now. He has a screenshot.
But with a capital B-U-T.
Oh.
Capital. Right after he took a screenshot, the world turned nighttime instantly at the snap of his fingers.
Oh no!
And he started getting weird messages.
He's an Etsy and he's Thanos?
Yes.
Did half of the villagers die? Shit.
A
Those
player
good
with the name
deals.
M458 started spamming the same messages. No, in dark red color. We're halfway through this hell.
Oh, we're halfway.
There. Whoa, living out of. I guess prayer.
Quick little water break.
Okay. Are you refreshed, Jonathan?
I'm refreshed for my sins. Alright.
Herobrine.
I'm sorry, I want to pause. Lux, you low-key scared the shit out of me.
Oh, thank you for the host.
Wait, how did I say
I'm sorry, are you screaming narrating bad Minecraft?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, I am.
You're on stream. Now keep going, please.
Okay.
This is great.
Now that I've been criticized.
Ah, you're fine.
And I'll not be receiving the 459 tip that I need to live.
It's a shame.
The villagers started glitching and twitching hysterically in the place they were standing for a very long time. Yes.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh my.
Loud random explosions started going off everywhere in the world. Causing a lot of houses to lose their roofs. And then Ness showed up.
Oh shit.
The screen started to... I kid you not, here it says the screen started to run. That's the only line. The screen started to run.
Yeah, like the line. It's on screen.
No, but that's the only line.
Hopefully he's fast and can catch it.
Okay, here we go. I'm hypnotizing the player in Excuse me, what?
Take off
the screen started to run. Okay, screw it. Forget the voice. The screen started to run, hypnotizing the player in result, and the player passed out.
As one does.
As one does.
Right?
I wonder what's gonna happen next.
I think the word he should have used is making the player have a seizure.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, seizure sounds about right.
I mean, yeah, that can. I mean, hypnotizing, impossible. Seizure. I mean, yeah, it can happen, I guess. But
Yeah.
continue.
When they woke up again, the world was back to daytime, but the damage was still there.
My butt has been ruined.
The villagers look like trees. Oh no, the villagers look like trees. Their limbs were stretched out to the max, and their heads were looking creepy as ever. They looked even creepier when they moved, like giant spider with sprouts and branches? Yeah, branches coming out of it. The player knew he'd never be able to forget that sight.
Don't forget the print screen!
They couldn't trade anymore, and their noises were gone. And they instead made groaning sounds whenever they walked, as if they were being tortured in Gulag.
Oh no, good one.
The textures looked more real than ever, and the player would catch the mysterious entity doing the same thing as it was before. But this time, the player moved closer, as loud static would appear and it would disappear, like Slender Man.
No, not Slendy Man!
And they show a clip from Slender.
It's like a clip for reference here, what he's talking about, just for clarity.
All crops were gone, and the water was replaced with red liquid.
What could it be?
And the relaxing music was replaced by eerie, screechy music.
That sucks.
After various reoccurring spotting of mysterious entity, the player spotted it one last time standing at the center of a path with its back turned at him. Oh no. The player ran at it to start attacking it with diamond sword he had obtained from the creative inventory, but he immediately stopped when he got a message from M458. I know
What did
you're
it say?
behind me. Don't get any closer. He said in the exact same dark red color as before.
Colors are offensive.
Yes, he's actually a racist.
Yep.
The player crouched and started sneak walking instead of sprinting.
Oh yes, 'cause that'll help.
Yeah, yeah.
As one does. The player got another message. I'm warning you. There's gonna be a jump scare and I'm gonna die.
Oh no, I remember that there isn't like a jump scare in the video because I watched this a while.
Okay. Not that I'm scared of it, just I don't want my ears being blown out because these
Oh
headphones
yeah,
are bad.
there's no loud random jump scare.
Anyway, the player got another message. I'm warning you. You're gonna have a bad time.
Oh no, he sounds now.
The player knew he had to stop, but curiosity got the better of him like a Russian cat and proceeded, resulting in getting one last message. You have been warned. Oh no, big scary.
Oh no!
There was a long pause before the entity all of a sudden looked at the player and started sprinting towards him while screeching.
What's gonna happen next?
The world exited to main menu, and the world's name changed to M458. And of course, the game would crash whenever the player would try to join.
How terrible. That sucks.
Like I said before, the player managed to take a screenshot before what happened. The realistic creep. Sorry.
Keep sharing.
The realistic creepy textures and the eerie music have stayed until the end of the game.
So he couldn't get...
Did he just call Minecraft realistic? Usually when you take a screenshot from Minecraft, the name of the picture would be taken as the date. Oh, by the way, this is a Russian translation. Thought I should mention. The picture shown was named sometimes else. It was named May 458. The player decided May 4th on the internet, but nothing too special showed up besides celebrities' birthdays. Or nothing special that anyone has heard of yet, and it falls for someone who is special enough to correct the mystery to find it out. The player started having numerous nightmares after the incident, as the sight of the villagers with their outstretched limbs really stuck to him. And that's it. That was... I wasted 8 minutes of my life, and I'm never getting that back. And
No.
I'd like to personally thank Nick D for ruining my life. Cheers.
Oh, cheers!
Did you like
Nick, are you still at the base?
I'm mining. Also, did you like the story of Entity 485?
Not one bit.
It took me forever to dig that back up because I watched it so long ago.
Literally, I searched it up, and I found it in the first result.
Really?
I literally found a Russian kid talking about it, like crying.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because I didn't know the numbers. So it was like Entity 308, Entity 408. And
There is Entity 303.
I know what that story is. That's much more wide.
They're like all SCPs. Like there's like 57 of these guys.
Yeah.
Do you read them all, John?
The story here. I'll pick out one good one. Not like Nick D.
Oh, there's a good. You're saying that as if there is a good one.
I'm assuming there is a good. The story of Baldy.
Yeah.
No. Bye.
Then,
Bye.
Bye, John. Have a fun time. On your way out.
Alright, so what Minecraft have you guys been playing?
Bedrock.
Oh, hello. I thought I broke headphone.
I was gonna go on the Attack of the Feed Team server, but Cole started a new like Bedrock realm. It's just vanilla Minecraft stuff.
Here, let me get
Oh,
that.
okay.
And just so you don't think I'm lying.
You're lying.
Lying.
Can I throw shade, John?
The story of Baldi. I think that's great. In fact, John, you should do a reading for us, John. A reading of the story of Baldi.
I'm not gonna. I won't do it in the Russian voice though. I'll go on and off with the voices because that was pretty hard.
John, do voice.
The story of Granny. The story of Faceless. The story of Positive and Negative Steve.
Wait,
no.
really? Positive and negative Steve. You're not
Oh, please read that one. That one.
The story of John Doe. It's 9 hours.
Oh, what?
Oh, John, you need to do that.
There's one that's 9 hours, and then there's one that's like 10 minutes.
Oh.
The story of Positive and Negative Steve.
Wait, so is the one about that's 10 minutes and 9 hours like the same story on each video?
It's just the John Doe one.
I'm sorry, so what is the 9 hour long one?
Yeah, John Doe. It's just the story repeated over.
Oh, for
over.
9 hours.
So the 9 hour long one is the same general story as the 10-minute one, right?
Yeah. The story of Bedrock Steve. The story of Purple Steve.
The story was, oh shit, the joke I was gonna make there was me on an essay.
The story of Yanrib.
Yanrib.
Yeah, I don't even know if I said that right. Yanrib?
Purple Steve. I'm at a loss for words.
Purple Steve.
Oh, my
Steve.
auto cutter.
The story of, oh god, I have a headache.
The story of God?
No, we don't want that.
The story of there's the story of God, Steve.
Oh.
Yes, my favorite creepypasta, God Steve.
The story of Momo.
No.
Don't even.
The story of Disc 11 and 13, Part 2.
That one's kind of real. The disc stories.
Yeah.
Those are actually real.
The story of John.
Of John?
There's the story of John.
Just John. Like no
It's just the story of John.
Okay, so what's Story of John? Please give us a snippet of Story of John.
It's like a description, like.
Let me see. The story of
Maybe click into the middle of it.
Okay, no. Sorry. Okay, so this is the only thing. It says note. This John has nothing to do with John Doe, as they're both completely different entity with no known connections whatsoever. But I'm John, which means I'm some Minecraft creepypasta.
That's great.
Wait, let me check the comments. Because there's probably some 4-year-old crying.
Probably.
I need lasagna, John. Johnny, yes, Papa, killing it. Oh, shut up.
Papa, give me lasagna, John.
Okay, so this one's 11 minutes long. The story of John. The story of Memory Steve.
Memory Steve.
The story of Hero Brian, SCP-173 and 96.
Oh, we need the story of Hero Brian, guys.
The story of Void Steve, nice and 30. Story of Seed 666. Entity 505. Plague Steve. And Black Steve.
Black
The story of Black Steve.
Oh my.
Black Steve, really?
And then there's one called the story of Dark Steve, but it's not the same one. There's the story of Black Steve and the story of Dark Steve.
Which are not related in any way.
Yeah.
That is great.
The story of Ender Brian.
Ender Brian. That is also incredible.
The story of Frost Girl.
Aww.
The story of Blue Steve. The story of Red Steve. The story of Gold Steve. The story of Rainbow Steve. The story of Light Steve. the story of the boogeyman.
I just the boogeyman is the first Minecraft game.
The story of the lumberjack Steves, and the story of Nightmare Steve, and Lava Steve.
These sound
Lava-
like FNAF animatronic incarnations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And not very good ones.
No, like
I saw
Scott
one. I saw one. Sorry to cut you off. I saw one that's like 3 minutes long.
And
I actually might read that one. Not unironically, of course. The story of Destiny 66666. Oh my god.
Lux.
You know, I'm just gonna check out this guy's channel because I can't. These were made recently. These
Yeah, I
were
know.
made this year.
Oh.
Not like the dates released
These were made. The most recent ones were like
last week.
yeah, last week.
Yeah, I know.
Hypno Steve was made last week. Unresolved Mysteries.
Give me your hat, pony. Give me your hat. Oh.
Lux, what are the base coordinates?
For which
Oh wait, hold on.
Look, just give me the coordinates of like the entrance to the base on the surface, because I'm in the overworld and I'm about to start to death, and I got diamonds on me.
I'm a
Are you
horse.
in the Nether?
Oh, I'm in the overworld. I just need the base coordinates.
You know what? I should probably join the
Give me a
world
second.
too.
I gotta get to a safe spot.
Lux, just give me the damn coordinates.
On Polo server?
Yeah, on Polis server. The entrance to the base.
Huh.
I'm going to start.
I don't know I don't.
Get on! You were online, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't know them
Just
by heart.
walk there.
I am.
And now we have Nick D raging with Lux.
Well, that's deep rating. But like, Lux, walk there. You have legs, don't you?
No. I'm a hot dog.
What?
By the way, I have a chicken eating a horse's ass. I just want you to know this.
Why? Thank you. I guess.
Welcome back, Ryan. Have you been listening to the story of M458?
I've been here the entire time.
I had no clue. I thought you just came back.
I've been talking to you.
What? That's great.
I thought I was supposed to be drunk.
So, Nick, the coordinates is 700.
I probably am.
And negative 341.
Alright.
Oh, hi.
I was gonna stream out loud. You know, every time I'm gonna stream a game, I get caught up in stuff like this.
Oh, John, we playing Dark Souls later today?
I'm not happy, but I also not happy.
Is there a later today? Isn't it like 4 a.m.?
It's 3.
It's 3.
Oh, it's 3 a.m. guys. I'm gonna read another Minecraft.
Read Momo's story.
I'm gonna send the
Oh,
whole
God.
playlist. Yellow Can Shoes. I'm gonna read at 3 a.m.
Alright.
I think Pola's asleep. Pola.
Roly poly.
You know what's even scarier?
What?
Like, if the later it gets, the scarier it is. Then it's scary to read stories at 12
There.
noon.
Dude, I want John to flirt with me. John, go at it.
What?
What?
John, flirt with Nick D.
No?
No.
Did he leave?
Oh, John left.
I need to get my shotgun. I'm back.
Nick. Oh, Nick.
I'm gonna steal your penis dribble dry.
No, Nick. So John was reading the stories. I came over to the base. I was creeping around like this,
Oh god.
looking for you. I walked around the entire base like this, looking for you.
Creep!
Come here, Nicholas. I have 18 levels. Stop.
Ah, I see. Chicken.
Oh, now we know
There's
what's
a live
important.
action Fallen Kingdom.
There is.
I don't doubt that one bit.
That's great. I've never seen that, like live action Fallen Kingdom.
Yes.
I guess
Nick.
chunks.
Nick. Tinka Chonka Nick. Anyone?
What?
Everyone died.
Yeah, I know that was weird to you. Y'all here?
I'm
Yeah.
here?
Guys,
I think?
it's Steve. Guys, it's
Hey.
Void Steve.
Boy,
But Nick, 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 go over there. Go over to your potion room. Count to 10 and then come try to find me.
Hey Ryan, you wanna unpause Rip?
Back up.
Oh my god.
Just leave me alone. Go into my house.
Alright.
Here.
My house.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Gold. It gold.
Why are you touching my butthole, Nick? Leave my house.
Ooh, baby.
Put the dirt back.
Is he being an Enderman?
So I told him to count to 10 and then come try to find me. Nah, he didn't even count. He just ran at me. So like fucking. I didn't have time to hide, and he found my secret house in his house.
Oh.
Fun to find out he's known about it the entire time.
I need to unpause rhythm.
Wait, oh. Hey, no, I think I got rhythm unmuted. Oh, so it's just nothing playing on rhythm?
I was doing this early. You gotta leave. Like, John, you have to like get the not leave.
I love technical challenge.
The story of Null.
I am gonna kill you.
Well, man, I gotta put people on sleepy time.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m.
It is 3 a.m.
It is 3 a.m.
It
It's
is.
actually 3:04 for me.
I should die, but I don't want to. It would be the responsible thing to do to get a good night's rest, which is why I'm not gonna do it.
Oh god, I just realized something.
What? We have done
not realized. I remember. I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning once, and I was on a call with my friend.
Me.
And I remember, not you, Ryan, someone else.
Damn.
Your other friend.
And I was just reading line by line
Dog.
lyrics to Fallen Kingdom in the Russian voice or my German voice.
I used to rule the world. Chunks would load when I gave the word.
I read the whole song over and over again.
Just Fallen Kingdom or the other ones?
Just Fallen Kingdom.
Oh. Okay. That sounds like a form of torture we would use on POWs or prisoners of war, but I mean...
Probably.
Like, Nazi officer sings Fallen Kingdom over and over again.
How many times can you listen to Fallen Kingdom before your cranium blows up?
Nick, we've listened to Fallen Kingdom for 8 hours straight once, remember?
Well, I mean, it's a banger of a song.
True.
So is Diamond Sword by Tobuscus.
Hey, speaking of which, fuck whatever's playing now. Let's play Fallen Kingdom by Captain Spark.
Uh.
Hold up.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go sit and harass System and play Overwatch.
Okay. Tell father.
Eh.
Tell father I said hi.
We'll get everybody's things sorted out soon. I
Yes,
got.
goodbye, Aura. Also, good game. Sad you couldn't make it to the game tonight.
No, I'm sorry, loves. But it was fun to listen to. Next
Yeah,
round,
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get you in the game next time.
I could pop out of somewhere.
Preferably corpse.
Ooh, we could do that. I could be an alien, like have like a little makeshift alien mask.
Or you can do and you'll be covered in intestines.
Testes?
Intestines.
I'd have all detested. But anyways, I'll see you guys later.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Oh. Ah. 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 Where's the system at? Under these. Under these? Maybe here. I don't know yet.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Okay. Hellos! No? Which one's working? Ah.
Come on, let's bring it together.
Are we functioning? No?
We will compete on
Maybe?
attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Enough waiting around, let's get out there.
Hola. Hey.
Ah! There we go. I exist now.
Hey, how you doing?
How's doing? How is yous?
I'm annoyed.
Love you. Hansel! Oh god! The other voice has been on the account!
Whenever you say Lala, do you make me feel like Charmed isn't a real person?
No! It's just... No, she is just a figment of my imagination.
I mean, the way she acts, honestly, is kind of true.
I wonder how she's been doing. She hasn't been streaming very much. She hasn't been streaming at all. Somebody off on the left, Junkrat. Junkrat! Fuck off!
You feel that?
You guys bullying them at spawn now? Hamster in the back!
Get on the point? Just stop her from getting there, that's all we gotta do. Nice. You guys just reaped that out.
Poor son of a bitch.
The monkey just pulled his ass with a pop and the rest of you just
There's a
jumped
tracer
inside there.
about. I hear a tracer! Oh, there's an Ash.
You'll be taking my spot in D&D basically.
Wait, what's going? Oh, yeah, I guess I would, huh?
Breaking down.
Aw. By the way, hamster.
Pump up the volume.
Hey,
Yeah, let's move it, people. Yeah, time to heal up.
Fuck you, Tracer! Ah, shit.
60 seconds.
Options.
Move
Just a little bit up.
I hope nobody saw that.
Your beauty is beyond compare.
My EMP is charging.
Enemies re-engaging.
Got
Just
you.
punched Mercy?
Jolene. Jolene. Jolene.
Fire at will. 30 seconds. We're leaving. Let's not screw it up now.
Heal up. Push on.
Do something.
Just sleep him. Just sleep him, you Anna.
My ultimate is charging.
Anna needs to sleep him, but he sleeped you, Aura. Oh my
Sleep
goodness.
me hard! Yeah, we lost that one. Damn it.
That's like one of the most tilting things to me is when we are doing so well, but at the end we're just like, nah.
I was just getting there.
Objective lost.
This is gonna make you feel better.
Defense point. Objective lost.
Oh, yeah.
You're coming up onto the left.
Teleporter online. I have opened the portal.
My ultimate is ready.
Ah!
Turn it up.
Take this trick out. Never mind, this trick is up close.
How's the trick go? Reinhardt coming in! Thank you. Reinhardt is definitely dead. Thank you, monkey.
Teleporter online.
They can't hear me though. Yeah, somebody's gonna come over here. Huh?
EMP charged.
Teleporter is online.
Come on, Spicy Granny!
I see.
EMP activated.
Hamster sleeping! And he ran away.
Thanks.
Yay! I have ult.
Nice. Keep it. Don't worry, they got
60 seconds remaining.
Oh, Bastion! Hi!
Oh, Bastion, you see?
Yeah, Bastion down lane.
Nope.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Oh,
Bastion again.
didn't have enough. A fill hand here.
Helden sterben nicht.
I don't know what he's hoping to accomplish.
Keep your head and let's take this home.
Oh.
Check us out. Aw. Damn it, dude. Fucking missing. Alright.
Nano boost administered.
Gary, he's healed when they make their push.
Reality fades
EMP
tomorrow.
activated. We've gotten this far. Let's not screw it up now.
From your function.
Fuck you, bitch.
Victory.
Try to close my eyes.
Play of the game.
Thinking of is you.
I mean, I'm kind of bullying him if I'm playing my best character.
You are just a. You are such a bully.
It's nice being a big fish in a small pond. There is really nothing like that feeling of being a big fish in a small
Oh, the
pond.
power trip's gotta be a good time.
It is. It's so nice.
Congratulations on your power trip.
Yes. But it is counteracted by the fact that I have to deal with people not knowing how to play for a while.
Well, then you also get a bunch of the other Smurfers too.
Eh, I can handle most smurfers. It's just when I'm dealing with people who actually don't know how to play, it's difficult. Because it's like, stay behind my shield. Stop going up by yourself. Why are you playing Zenyatta but away from your team?
Oh! Zenyatta is a snipper!
Welcome to Blizzard World. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
You know what? Since I'm playing with you, I'm gonna just play some DPS for a while.
Go for
it. This account's mainly for tanks and healers, but it's nice playing a DPS.
Have fun. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm still. Sometimes it auto kicks me. Never know what's going on.
But I'm only gonna play until 3:30 and then I'm gonna get some night sleep. Because I am organizing the majority of things that are happening this week. So,
That's always fun.
Nope, adult responsibility.
Oh, I know. Have fun adulting.
No.
No, it's ever fun. Nobody wants to adult.
Check this out.
Yes, we have
Heal up.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
What's going on out there?
Man. I'm playing shitty bang bang with a McCree, I guess.
Oh, turn it up.
Ah, Farah! Sorry, Piggy! You know, I kind of wish besieging was a thing.
I'm dead. May was on top. She killed me.
No! If only I had listened!
Yeah, let's pick it up. And the beat goes on.
Helden sterben nicht.
Come in!
Oh, let's break it. Damn! Yeah, time to heal up. I am loving this.
It's almost ready.
Alright. Goddamn Farah.
I'm feeling angry.
No. I want to anger the monkey.
Turn it up.
No, monkey!
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Help me!
Where are you?
Down here.
Ah. Okay, then he's got you. Ow!
No, but Zenny wasn't there for me. I died because of that.
Sorry, Zenny wasn't there for you.
My ultimate experience tranquility.
Gale de Mahol. Push on. It's time. Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Okay.
Dein Teufel ist da.
Well, we survived that.
The dragon consume you. Locked.
30 seconds.
Raising the voice.
Damn you, Pharaoh. Thank you, honey.
不许走。
Time to accelerate.
No, I just wanted to live.
Helden sterben nicht. Get into
Help
position.
me!
I can't. I'm dead. Mora and May are working together.
Move to the beat.
That's a really mean combo.
Change it up.
Yeah, it is. It's a horrible combo.
Our enemy returns.
No.
Justice.
No.
Experience tranquility. I'm ready to unleash my primal rage.
Just cycle between shooting them and using a fist, okay?
Push on.
No, Kenji.
Speed boost. Back in the mix.
Gale de Mahol.
Tracer here.
冻住，不许走。
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
Ah, there's a Medivh.
You feel that? Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Oh wow, nice job, Aura.
No.
No, you did good, you did good.
I was murdered.
Objective
Oh.
Stop the payload.
Bye, Hanzo.
Let's up the tempo.
Bye.
Take it from the top.
Come to me.
You know what? Everybody else is dead. Let's wait a moment.
Wait for me. Yay. I am.
Oh, turn it up.
Marked by the dragon. Experience tranquility.
Ow, 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 ow. Okay.
Do something. Dein Teufel ist da.
Dad's taking damage. Live, Dad.
Move it, people. Sie, sie.
Helden sterben nicht.
Yeah, time to heal up.
Ice wall coming up.
Get back. F it up. That's a bit.
There's a snippers on me! Oh. Let's try this for a moment.
Nice.
Science will reveal the truth.
Tactical visor ready for deployment.
The payload has reached the checkpoint. Touch from afar. Help me. You seem in need of aid. Double.
Oh, behind. Nice, Dad. Aw, bye, Dad. Alright.
Yeah, but look what they're gonna come
Perhaps a
on
new
with.
methodology is required. Get into position. Injured again.
My ultimate is charging.
This is my will.
Aura. Dang it.
Sorry. May behind us!
Yeah.
Oh, you bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Surrender to my will.
No! I'm being ganged up in here! You bitches! Mercy, Mercy, May, and Mora? They're in the hallway.
We must all make sacrifices in the name of science.
Get to cover. Experience tranquility.
Your body decays.
No!
60 seconds remaining.
I'll be watching over you.
The payload is approaching its
Nerf
destination.
I'm taking care of Heldenstadt nicht.
Gale de Mahol.
Time to raise my EPM.
30 seconds remaining.
Corbiers, ready to burn.
A speedy recovery.
Oh,
I think you win.
My ultimate goes ready.
EPM duel number
No, please touch. Damn it.
Defeat.
Son of a...
Alright.
Oh, well. Damn it!
Yeah, we were close.
Play of the game.
Oh, come on.
With Laura Croft skin, more or less?
Bob, do something.
So
Aw.
what is your character, Aura?
So far a fighter goblin.
You're a goblin fighter named Kakarot.
Uh-huh. That's orange with green hair.
Why green hair?
She's a carrot. Right adventures upon the leafy vegetables. Fuck the leafy vegetables.
Prepare your defense.
Also, Kakarot means carrot.
Select your hero.
I know. I've watched Dragon Ball.
I wasn't sure how much of a nerd you were. But yeah. But she should be a pretty good fighter. It should be fun.
Can't wait to see it.
Oh, she has -1 charisma.
All systems
Well, so does Kakarot.
Eva,
So.
ready for combat.
True. Sorry, I was a Trunks girl.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm a Vegito guy.
Yeah. Nothing's wrong with the
me
bad
right.
man.
Or get back on top there. Or
No!
Ejecting.
No. They didn't have to come save me.
I'm back in the game.
Sorry, Granny.
There's somebody on the left. Or
Is online.
My ultimate's ready. You want on safety? Get behind the barrier.
Where are they?
pull back up, or
right side. Ah.
Bailing out.
You hear that?
All right, we good?
yeah, for now.
Oh, damn it. Careful, May. May's coming in. Oh, wait, no. May dead?
다시 한판 해보자고.
Nope.
날라간다.
Alright, pull back, pull out. Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there.
I can't!
Ejecting.
Got a Reaper behind me and a May in front!
You did the opposite of
No.
of listening to me.
What? I don't want to listen.
해보자고.
Sorry, Granny.
It's okay.
Let's get patched up.
Nerf this. Mecha activated.
Or help me, please.
Game on.
Never mind. Never mind. Behind you, behind you.
No!
Oh, let's break it.
Get through this.
I had so much things just come on, trying to kill me just now.
Behind you.
No!
Ejecting. 不许走.
No! Damn it! Up behind us, Reaper!
All systems checked out. I'm back in the fight.
Nothing's gonna stop.
Fire on the inside. Or
Everybody's on the outside! Come on.
I trust that you get out of there.
Mortality field destroyed.
We're okay though?
Freeze! Don't move! I'm gonna shoot you down! Justice reigns from above!
Junior, he
Suiting up!
Come on!
APM 2 never die!
60 seconds.
I'm on fire!
Aaron's off to the left, being a bitch.
Step inside.
nice.
Alright!
Let them up.
30 seconds.
Come on!
Stick together! We can do this!
He had to reload.
10 seconds.
Don't let him down! Ejecting!
Fuck you, Reaper! Oh, he killed me anyways.
Play of the game.
Yeah.
Justice reigns from above! Double hit!
No, Bobby!
Nice. Anyway, let's open my loot box and call it there for the night.
Alright, yeah, I'll probably call it a night myself.
Alright. I got nothing.
No! Alright, well, I'll see you. Oh, yeah, I already left. That's alright. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna call it a night. I'm gonna make something to eat. And probably watch some YouTubes. Because, you know, why not? So, let's find a good song to listen to.